at KZDC San Antonio. Jason Minix, Rob Thompson, the Blitz.
It is the Blitz here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. 94.5 FM if you're sexy.
You sound taller.
I don't know where that went. 1250 on that.
I
love it.
You sound bigger.
Yeah, I'm sitting in the studio. Got my napkin ready to eat today.
Don't mess with napkin.
That. You know, you come into the studio and you find things that you missed. And I do believe, welcome on to the Blitz, guys. You're on ESPN San Antonio. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. James Pledger driving this boat all the way to 7. We owe y'all a good show.
Did you miss Pal?
We owe y'all a good show. Howdy, Vince. Thanks for joining us. All those on Facebook Live. If you're sitting in on our Twitch we're not on Twitch. I don't know where that came from.
I was going to say,
YouTube. But a man can dream.
Dreaming big.
You know, we're dreaming big.
Just stay off the TikTok.
Good stuff coming.
Dreaming's free and easy.
So for those of you who are watching live on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook feed, I found a really cool head napkin. I don't know what exactly you'd call this thing. A head napkin. It's a San Antonio Commanders kind of a napkin that when Minix would fly as the play-by-play, one time I got invited I got invited to the San Diego game, so I got to fly on the plane as well. And this was either on the back of my chair or somebody else's. But when you know, I'm like one of those guys when I leave a hotel room, if there's shampoo, soap, I'll take anything that looks like it should go. And I took this
complimentary robe.
If it's
they're not complimentary.
There's a hotel in Southern Philadelphia that is still chasing me for that robe. It wasn't worth the chase, but anyway. But so I found this. Do you think there's any more of these out there?
There's a few. There's one at my house.
I have one.
Okay, there's 3.
I think a lot of people kept them. I'm going to say Foss probably has one. Cole Thompson, he's got one. I'm sure a lot of people did because so the Alliance League, which quickly ran out of money. I mean, because
we were spending money on things like this.
53 days.
Head towels.
Everything was run like an NFL team. So you get on the charter plane. And those were on the back of the seat, so your head didn't, it rested on
lice or scabies from the
sometimes
previous...
it was the Commanders logo, sometimes it was the Alliance logo. They spent a lot of money on that stuff. You might get $3 on eBay for that. Do not destroy that. I mean,
you think
there's
I can
not
get $3?
You'd get $3.
You think so? That might be an experiment.
Man, I have had people literally message me about certain pieces of Commander gear that I have and offered me ridiculous amounts of money for some of the things that I have.
I have some oversized shirts.
Like, what does
if
that
anybody
mean?
Needs
medium.
Oversized is a relative term there, James.
The Commanders really only gave out the
large,
the bigger sizes.
Large
as their free, like
Pledge
you work for the Commanders.
Shirt that he could shirt that he could swim in.
Before you start complaining about the free swag that's too big, what size?
It was either large or extra large.
Oh,
it was large.
It was massive. And it was big. Like it's not like it ran small. They run big anyway.
Shut up, Pledge.
So this thing just swallowed me.
Oh, I hate it when that happens. When I put on something, it just swallows me up.
Yeah, because I got that same large shirt, and I feel like I'm wearing a wrap cam.
My schmedium over here. I want something to accentuate the moobs. If you got something that can really, really bring that out, I've spent a lot of time earning these. I want to make sure people notice.
Oh, absolutely. Keep some buttons open, show the cleavage. You got it. Take command, as they used to say.
We talked about excuses. Maybe that would help me get out of my next ticket.
Officer.
Oh my God. So what are you in for? Well, I unbuttoned my shirt. Before we even begin the show, and we got a lot to talk about. Schedule's out, by the way. NFL schedule, if you're curious. We got another state championship team in San Antonio. It's been a good year.
It has
San Antonio.
Been a lot of trophies being collected in San Antonio. Congratulations to the Alamo Heights girls golf team. They won the state title, led by a freshman, Julia Vollmer, shot the final round 2 under. She finished third overall in the individual competition, but she carried that Alamo Heights team to a state championship. She is a freshman. I mean, think about that. A freshman winning a state title. She's going to get a couple of more of those, too. So congratulations to the Alamo Heights girls golf team.
So by my math,
state championship.
That's 4 state championships in the last month and a half.
Well, we've had a couple of soccer state titles. I think Bernie did well in golf as well, and in soccer. Lee's boys team won the state soccer championship, and San Antonio did extremely well at the state track and field meet. So
you're leaving out Antonian and state basketball. Cole, that's where we're getting even bigger.
You said in the last month.
Well, that it's only early May. I mean, they're playing up until into March, April. But seriously, but 2 soccer, 2 basketball. That's 4, right?
Yep.
I don't want to leave out, and then we got
couple of golf.
So we're up to 6, 7.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations! It was a weird year. What a great way for seniors to end that. After going through all this crap for the last year, walk off with a medal, with a ring. Congratulations, Alamo Heights, and all those that have done it. And good luck on your graduations. It's becoming that season. I'm getting stuff in my mailbox every day.
Absolutely. And
you got
it's
another
nice
kid going to school?
Not me.
No, but they realize if they send a card, an announcement, they get a check back.
Yes.
That's kind of the rule. If I know you're graduating, but you don't send me anything, I don't send you anything.
Now you got to send me a picture, man. I don't even. I like the announcement. Send me a pic, man. Send me the whole show. I like the ones that I get that look like they're getting married. There's like 4 pieces, folds out. It could be a scroll. There's background music when you open up the envelope.
Really, that's what you want, huh?
Those are nice. I think they're coming from Alamo Heights, by the way. That's where I'm getting
they probably, those fancy ones probably do. Yeah. But all that means, Rob, is that's more for you to put in your trash can that will miss your trash appointment.
Why did you?
It's called a segue.
What time is it? No, the boss isn't in the car yet. I guess we can talk about it.
Well, that's why I bring it up now.
I missed the trash again today. Again today. And now, it's all my fault. So anything that further comes out of my mouth is just.
It's not like you were late.
Well, I was out there at 7:30. At 7:45 at the latest, but I know it was not 8 o'clock because I was lying in bed. No, I'm laying in bed, and I know it's trash day. I know it. I've gone through this enough, and I know I got to get it out there early. Ordinarily, for the last couple of weeks, I've been pretty good about getting it out the night before or whatever. Didn't last night because of the rain. It was hailing at my house. It wasn't safe. So I thought I'd get up.
Wasn't safe.
And my wife left, and she, she's kind. She texted me, and it was as she was leaving. And she leaves early. She leaves about, I don't know, a lot earlier than I'm awake. But when I woke up, I saw the text with, that panic. Oh, so jumped into my bat robe, ran outside, grab all my trash, throw it into the trunk of the car, drive down there, and turn the corner. And I know when the trash has come because the lid is off the top of. For those of you unaware, I share property with my father. My father got his trash out.
Of course he did. And he left yours there.
Well, no, he can't go get mine. I don't even ask him to go. Well, he could, but he doesn't even know. He doesn't know, and I don't. It's another thing. I'm already in it with. It's my dad. I don't want to admit to my dad that I couldn't get up early enough to get the trash out. That's the same thing I told him when I was in 5th grade. I can't go back 50 years later and go, you know what happened 50 years ago? It's still happening. I can't get up in time. No, I'm not going to tell him.
You know what your dad is thinking when he gets his trash out there at dark 30 and he doesn't see your cans out there? Yeah, Rob still can't get his trash out.
You know what I tell him?
He's waiting for you to ask him. Dad, just grab mine on the way down.
No, see, here's the thing. He takes his out in the big can. Well, it's easier for me just to take the bags out and not have to worry about bringing the can back. They'll allow me to put 3 things on the ground. Whether it's in the can or on the side, I can put 3 things on the ground. Well, I don't need to fill. 3 bags will fill in one of those big cans, but it's easier to just throw them in the trunk and just leave the cans down there. So because the trash can is so big, anybody buying this is so big that this is Bob Baffert at his best. There was some ointment that spilled on the bathroom counter, and I couldn't.
As Mike Finger wrote in the Express News today, the 6 steps that Bob Baffert is going through right now when he gets caught into a public relations crisis. And you're on step 3 right now. Blame everybody, but take no responsibility.
Wasn't me.
But why are your trash guys coming
I don't
that
know.
early in the morning?
Again, I'm. This has nothing to do with the city of San Antonio. This is a private enterprise that I don't know. I think that where I am in distance, I'm probably about as far away, or at least our neighborhood is about as far away from the dump as possible. So my guess is they had some kind of suit, some kind of bean counter show up and devise some kind of most expedient route. Start farther away and work your way forward, work your way back. So your last run, you're right by the dump, whatever that might be. So I think they redid it, and now they come and get my trash at sometime between 3 and 5 a.m.
So this company that you work with, did they catch that tiger down there in Houston yet? But anyway, this company that you work with, can you call them and say, can you tell me what time approximately you are coming to my house within an hour? Give me a time range, because it used to be at 10 and I had no problem. Now I'm getting out there before 8 and you guys are already gone. Or do you have the ability to call them and say, hey, missed my trash day. Can you come get it? Because they're charging you whether they pick up your trash or not, I'm assuming, right? You're not paying by the bag. I pay by the weight. I pay by the pound.
So you've saved quite a bit of money this year.
Because if I'm the trash guy and all I got to do is just go do my quote-unquote route, I'd get up at 4:30 in the morning, start that route, and just pass all those houses that don't have their stuff out there, because I don't got to worry about it.
Like we always say here on the Blitz, if you want to find an easy way to do something, ask the laziest guy in the room, and there you go. Yeah. Get up early. You can get your run done early because you're only picking up one can on the street. I think you've struck gold there, Jason Minix.
I think, because I'm the same way. I mean, my daughter graduated from high school in 2016, and so taking out the trash became my job. And I can't tell you how many days I've missed trash, because if I've got to, I'll go on my nightly walk, and I still don't know what my trash day. I think it's Tuesday and Friday, but one day is for trash, and then one day is for recycles. And I just go with the neighbor's got the blue can out. I'll put a blue can out. But if my wife says, well, kind of like you, last night the weather was bad. Well, don't put it out because, it's going to be bad weather. I'm not getting up early enough to get it out there. Then it becomes her job. And then I hear about how she had to take the trash.
I don't even want to get into the fact that, did you notice in the story, my wife is down by the trash telling me that there's time for me to get up and take the trash.
But
I don't even want to get into that.
Folks, we hear that. We understand.
I had that argument 30 years ago. That's a rookie mistake. I did this back in the 90s.
Last night, while you were avoiding taking out the trash because of the storms, my wife says, after we saw on the news about some idiot putting gas in a plastic bag in a plastic container as well because of this gas shortage that isn't real. It's certainly not in Texas. Oh, I think I need gas in my car. Can you go fill it up? So, I wait for the rain to pass. It looks like it's kind of clear. I get in her car, red lights on. Says it's got 40 miles to go, because she was going to go to work today and then get gas on the way home. That's what she told me. A medical center.
So she had gas. She was good.
Oh, you sound like her, unless you run into traffic.
Oh, I mean, no, it's per mile. It's not per time.
Do you really believe when it says you got 40 miles that you actually have 40? You could have 50. You could have 25. I get to a quarter tank and I don't pass a gas station.
Really?
I never let that
my mileage go from like 250 to 230 in like a quarter of a mile.
Well, I know my car. I know when I got to go. That light is just a recommendation.
You also know when you got to get the trash out too. How's that working for you?
Yeah.
Well, again, I haven't run out of gas in decades, but I have in the past. But much gas. It's hard for me to hold any ill will toward that.
It drives me nuts, because every time we go somewhere, let's take my car. I know the damn thing needs gas.
Well, there is that.
Yeah,
there is that. Let's take my car, and you know immediately why.
Yeah,
let's take my car tonight. Oh, you're out of gas, are you? Out of gas,
6 miles to empty.
Yeah.
I think 6 is the most, and I had to go try to fill it up, and I coasted.
Respect.
Wow.
Mad respect there. Got it to 6. If I can get it to exactly as I roll in to the gas tank, I think that's a bucket list kind of thing. That when that eventually occurs, we're just
I know you
and it just
wouldn't
rolls
handle the stress
right
level of that.
Oh, dude,
I
it would
can't
be
handle the stress level of that.
That would be the epitome. That I would have mastered my domain at that point. I know to the foot. how far I can go on a gas tank.
That would
Mhm.
I can't even fathom having to deal with what, because I'm like him. Like I fill up at a quarter of a tank, or I'm looking to fill up as soon as I get there. Having someone that's
See, it's people like you that are panicking right now.
I'm not
consistently like,
panicking.
Well, no, not.
But
I
I'm
mean,
not gonna
people
run
that
out my-
get nervous at a quarter of a tank, they're seeing people in Tennessee lined up and thinking, you know what? I better go check the Valero down here on Calabria. If they're lining up in Tennessee, that's only like 6 states away. I better
Hey,
go.
man, go get those HEB bags. Put them to use.
By the way,
don't do that.
you know, every now and then you kind of got to cull the flock. Is this one of them? Is this a way to just kind of up the
All I
average
know-
IQ for just
If-
letting people that want to put their gas in a double bag grocery bag, just go ahead and do it, because we're just kind of getting rid of we're raising the IQ quotient around
I'm
here.
guessing
Are we?
if you're using a plastic container or your trash bags to put gas in your trunk, it probably sparking up a cigarette on your way there. They'll take care of themselves, man. Don't worry.
I can't even begin to comprehend someone going, you know what, my best idea today is, I know there's going to be a gas run. Honey, go get a couple shopping bags. We're gonna take. So what do you do when you get home? What are you doing with it then?
Just hang
How
it-
are you
I
going to
don't-
get that into your tank? Is my question.
I mean, when you see that, do you think they thought this thing through?
Well, you
I
have to
mean-
have an end game at the very
it's
least.
like a
Do you-
Capri Sun. You put a straw
Is
in
that
there.
what it is? They just
Do you
stab
think
the
they
bottom
have
of the
thought
straw.
this through?
I think you're onto something, James Pledger.
Mhm.
Capri Sun gas packets. You just get it and you stab the straw and you squeeze it into the tank. Brilliant.
I'm here. I'm an idea man, Rob.
An idea, man. We'll make them stick to the wall. Okay, we got lots of sports to actually talk about on a day like today. The Spurs are winding it down. 5 games to go, and they get the Nets tonight. We might see a guy named James Harden tonight. We're waiting.
Might.
Is he definitely out? We might. He's a game time decision. Now, it might have come through, but we do have the Nets after a I don't know even what we talk about on that one. A ridiculous outing. We know what they're capable of. What the NFL scouting or schedule is out. We know what the Cowboys are doing for the first couple of weeks. And if you like to see Dak on big stages, you're going to get to start the season off. He's going to go up against the Super Bowl champions. They're taking on Tampa Bay on the road. First game of the NFL season. Jerry sits again at the top of the NFL heap, taking on the Super Bowl champ, and that's perfect. Now, 2 on the road to start the season. That's a little tough, though, right, Jason?
Well, you go from Tampa Bay, and then you get the Chargers out in Los Angeles as they open up their stadium, and 2 good quarterbacks to start the year out. It's interesting, and we'll get into it coming up. But the schedule's supposed to get released tonight at 7,
Yep.
but it's been leaking all day. So essentially, we already know Raiders on Thanksgiving at Jerry World. That's going to be a good show. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Loser leaves town. Losing coach, got to go.
You think already?
I think by Thanksgiving, I think John Gruden's going to be coaching for his life. I think this is a year of put up or shut up year. And by Thanksgiving, I think it will be a loser leaves town kind of an affair if Cowboys are in the same boat. Dr. Eloy Ochoa, excuse me, of TSAOG Orthopedics is going to join us. As you know, we were off yesterday so we could watch the Rangers lose. But we're back again today, and we missed our injury update, and there's lots to talk about there. We're cooking today as well. It is a Wednesday. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Hermano Reyes is going to join us. We're going to do some cooking with pork rinds. And if you're new to the segment, make sure you're around a device of which you can view, because we use Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds in new and exciting ways to enhance the flavor and cut the carbs. Cooking healthy. Jason, it's the first time I've been back in studio in a while, and seeing some people that have been coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Someone walked up and said, I lost weight.
Really?
That's what I need to do is just stay away from people for a long time. Don't lose any weight. Just walk up and they'll say something nice to you. I think it's because of those keto-friendly recipes.
It might be, although I'm just the opposite. I was at San Antonio Quarterback Club meeting yesterday. Saw some people I haven't seen in a while, and said, "Man, you've gained some weight. You've been cooking too much." Yes, I have.
Yeah, follow my feed. Nobody's eating, but I eat like King Henry VIII. I eat nothing but meat.
It's that quarantine
And
15.
more meat
Uh-huh.
is what we love here, and
Yeah.
we're cooking again tonight. Hey, we got to go to break, man. James Pledger's going to pull his hair out. Coming back, let's look at the Dallas Cowboys schedule around the NFL. We know whom we're playing. We'll talk about it next year on the Blitz. 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Jason Minix here for Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram truck over there on I-10, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex. If you're shopping for a new vehicle, you know there is no better place to go than Ancira. I can tell you firsthand because I am a long-time Ancira customer. Through the years, I've bought many vehicles from Ancira, including one that I'm driving now. My daughter's car and my niece's car from Ancira. Half the people at the radio station drive Ancira vehicles, and it's because of how well Ancira takes care of you before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira has been such a great family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades. They're going to make sure you're getting the vehicle you want with the options and features that you're looking for. They'll give you great value on your trade-in, the best rebates and financing options available, and, of course, that great customer service. You know price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
Strikeouts and homers and diving catches. Oh my!
Check swing, straight three.
The tremendous home run to left center field. Toward the alley, dives. He makes the catch.
Catch it all with Texas Rangers Baseball on ESPN San Antonio. Brought to you by New Breaks Mobile Brake Repair.
You know, if you're looking for authentic sausage, the kind you could find in butcher shops back in the old days, then Kielbasa smoked sausage is what you've been looking for. And down at Kielbasa, they've got some great new chicken sausage available for a limited time. They got a Hatch chili and cheddar smoked chicken sausage and a roasted garlic smoked chicken sausage that is fantastic. In fact, I had the Hatch chili and cheddar on my grill last night. It is so good, but only available right now at their company store down on South Brazos Street, or you can buy it online at kielbasa.com. I highly recommend you try it. It is fantastic. And you know you're working with the best and a great local company. Kielbasa is on a mission to reintroduce you to authentic smoked meats. So when you buy Kielbasa brand sausage, you know you're getting the best, most authentic smoked sausage you'll ever eat. If it's not, call Michael Kielbasa. He'll give you your money back. He's got his number on the back of every package sold. You got to try that new smoked chicken sausage from Kielbasa. You're going to fire up the grill. Make sure you get some Kielbasa today. Injuries happen, so if you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries and has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There is no reason to be in pain. If you are hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com, or schedule your appointment by calling 210-804-5490.
This is Rob Thompson. I'm with my brother, Jason, my lawyer. He's with the Thompson Law Firm. Now, Jason, I got a question for you. I see lawyer advertisements, billboards, TV. How do I choose a lawyer?
I see the exact same advertisements, and it would be tough, I think, if you don't have a relationship with an attorney deciding who to pick. I think the things that you need to think about are whether or not the law firm and the lawyer I hire will be my lawyer. And what I mean by that is not a face on a billboard, but never actually seeing that lawyer. I'm talking about hiring the lawyer that I want to represent me. And so when you come in, I am the one that meets you, and I will take you through every step of the process. I will handle the insurance companies. I will help you with your recovery. I will take you through that entire process, and knowing full well that that is my client, not just for today, but for the rest of their life.
Be smart. Protect yourself and your family. Call Jason Thompson, a lawyer for us. 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyer4us.com.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year, automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Extra cash? Come on, how amazing is that? In fact, it's even more amazing when you realize all the places where Discover is accepted. 99% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. So when it comes to Discover, get used to hearing yes more often. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2021 Nielsen Report. Limitations apply.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's San Antonio area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Offices in San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis.
It's the Blitz. Welcome back. Blitz is brought to you by the Thompson Law Firm. An experienced personal injury attorney is one phone call away. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400, lawyerforus.com. Michael C. Wright is going to join us. He's San Antonio. Spent some time around here. Certainly knows the Spurs and very much a part of the championships that reporting on that in a variety of different venues over the years. Has an outstanding article at NBA.com in prep for Tim going into the Hall of Fame this weekend. We're going to have him on. I recommend heading over to NBA.com when you get an opportunity. The title is Humble, Hardworking Tim Duncan Followed the Unorthodox Path to the Hall of Fame. A lot of stuff we all know, but it's just good to hear it once again around the campfire and the stories told by Michael C. Wright. He's going to join us 6:30 as we prep for the Spurs during game night San Antonio. Spurs Nets tonight. See if James Harden makes his return. I'll tell you, before we get into the season, we're going to talk a lot of the NBA. The Lakers are in some trouble, man. It was announced tonight against the Rockets, which seemed like, they're the homecoming opponent for everybody now, that LeBron would be coming back against that G League team. Well, he's not coming back tonight.
He's not. And again, you look at the NBA as a whole and the Lakers, who said they didn't want to be in the play-in tournament. They're going to get Golden State in the first play-in thing. They could lose that game. They likely lose that game the way things are going right now, because even Anthony Davis came up gimpy last night with a tight groin. Yeah. So, but again, though, the Lakers, they lose to Golden State, then they'll become the 8th seed by either beating the Spurs or the Grizzlies, which seems likely. And
get it out of the way, man. Pull that Band-Aid off.
Then you get Utah in the first round, which in my mind is probably better for the Lakers than, say, being the 6th seed and getting the Clippers in the first round.
You're entirely right. Although
you're playing
this Laker team is suffering right now. Without Caruso, they have, without zero perimeter defense. Last night, who was playing point guard for him? Hyphen? Was it,
so some dude I'd never heard of hit the game winner against the Knicks in overtime. And what were the Knicks doing at the end? My God, what a bad shot. That was a fun game, though.
I don't want to digress too much. DeMar DeRozan, you're a fool if you don't go to the Knicks. I love you. I want you to stay home, baby. But
that into existence.
Watching them last night, DeMar is what they need. That guy is prescriptive. Prescription strength. You go to a doctor to get that kind of help, because they needed him. Dribble, penetrating, mid-range, jump shooting DeMar DeRozan. That's him, and the way he can create. Oh man. Been nice knowing you, DeMar. Sometimes you got to kick the bird out of the nest. I don't think we need to kick him. I think he's flying that way anyway. But you're a fool if you don't go to the Knicks. That's your next opportunity. And that Knicks-Nets rivalry looks like it could fester for years, which would be a good thing for the league. But let's talk about what really matters. That's the NFL. We've been waiting on the schedule for quite some time. We get vague ideas of whom and they're going to play, divisions that the teams are going to play. But we finally got it today, and they're starting out in the bright lights. The Cowboys will be taking on the Tom Brady's. They're in Tampa. Dak back from the broken leg. As a Cowboy fan, I'm all about it, man. Let's do it. Let's turn on the lights. If we're going to be that good, let's find out early. Let's find out where we stand.
The Cowboys technically have the second easiest schedule based on last year's winning percentage. So when you look at starting off against the defending Super Bowl champions, a Tampa Bay team that is bringing all 22 starters back, the talk of an undefeated season is going to quickly be over. And because it's the Dallas Cowboys, they're in the Thursday night game. The non-playoff team is in the big opener to kick off the NFL season against Tampa Bay. By the way, Tom Brady has never lost to the Dallas Cowboys, and he has the most starts and wins in a kickoff game of any quarterback since the NFL started doing that. The odds are going to be stacked against the Cowboys, already a 6-point underdog in that game.
You could already throw some money down on this.
Oh yeah. Yes, right. Yes, you can.
6 points, right? 6-point dog. I'm going to see what the money does. I'm going to hold off to the last second. I'm going to give it another 6 months. And then last second, I'm diving right in. But right now, don't like the numbers. Why? Why do you think this is? Why Tampa and the Cowboys? I know the easy answer. I mean, it's the Cowboys. They're America's team. But why? Why? Was this Done to do what? Because obviously the NFL was looking to make the biggest splash possible. How did the Cowboys land in this? Is it the uncertainty around the rest of the league? The other stars, like we might schedule Green Bay, but Rodgers might not be there, so we can't do that. I mean, why the Cowboys other than
it's America's team? You just signed Dak Prescott to a $100 gazillion deal. You got Tom Brady, the defending Super Bowl champs. They could have done a Super Bowl rematch, but no. I mean, this is. It is America's team. That is the only reason why. I mean, it is Dak Prescott against Tom Brady. It is the Dallas Cowboys to kick off the season. And the Cowboys haven't been good in season openers in a long time, although last time they opened with Tampa Bay, they beat them.
So then hop, skip, and a jump. They get a long week, prepare, head west. And our second week.
Week 2, they're going to play the Chargers out in Los Angeles. So 2 really good quarterbacks to start the season. Seems like a 2-0 start to me.
Well, the good news is
I kid.
The good news is we're going to know exactly how good those cornerbacks are. We'll know pretty early on whether they're an easy fit or not, because they're going against 2 arms. I don't know, considering what Brady's got coming back. I think you said 22. I thought it was like 24 starters were coming back. I think they stole somebody else's starters so they could round that starting lineup out. But because this seems like it could go kind of a slap at Jerry. Like, all right, no, all news is good news. How about some of this news? You get Thursday with your another first-year defensive coordinator with lots of questions on every edge skill position on defense, and a quarterback that, well, last time we saw was going feet first on a cart. Yeah, you get to open up on Thursday against the Super Bowl champs that have retooled like no Super Bowl team I can ever remember. What Super Bowl team gets to bring everybody back?
It's the kickoff game. It is the first game of the year. It's going to be a highly rated game.
Yes, it will.
And it's Tampa Bay playing at home, the side of the Super Bowl. It's everything you want if you're Jerry Jones. And we'll find out early about all these new defensive players and what Dan Quinn is getting. But they do get a mini bye a little bit before they have to go out to LA, because they play that Thursday, then the following Sunday. Thanksgiving week, they're going to be playing the Raiders the week after on a Thursday night again, another national TV game against the New Orleans Saints. I mean, it is with what we have seen leaked so far with the Cowboys schedule. And again, I don't know why ESPN and NFL Network are doing 3-hour specials tonight. All they got to do is read Twitter about 6:45 and we'll know everything. But the reality is you're going to know, the schedule looks pretty favorable for the Dallas Cowboys this year. And I hate saying that because it's May, but it starts off tough, but it doesn't stay tough.
Well, we deserve it. We deserve an easy schedule. But we got the
second easiest, according to the stats.
That's the only appropriate thing about that weekend, so it will get better. We'll continue looking at the schedule. Who the Texans got to start things out, James?
They get Trevor.
Oh,
they get to start out with Trevor.
Got to make the new guy look good.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, the NFL has given Trevor and Urban a layup to start the season. I mean, it could have been. By the way, that picture you posted of Trevor and Mac Jones on Facebook today, I know you shared that with somebody, but
for days, man. Because I looked at the picture and I go, "That's a handsome woman." She's got that Glenn Close look, kind of a handsome woman. There's not unattractive, handsome. And I was like, "Oh wait, that's a dude with a wig." Because he looks kind of feminine. There's nothing negative about that. He's a good-looking dude. But if somebody had looked at that without a caption, would you have thought Matt Jones with Trevor's hair was in fact female?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
See, I was like, and not entirely unattractive. You look good, man. Symmetrical face. We got it. And I'm getting the head them up, move them out, the rawhide signal. Let's keep moving this show along. Yeah, we were gone yesterday to listen to professional high-end baseball. They call it the major leagues. San Antonio has been AAA, back down to AA. How about the major leagues in San Antonio? We didn't get to get into it, but the Oakland A's could be the
San Antonio A's.
Sotex A's?
Or the Austin A's.
Stop it.
Or the Las Vegas A's.
I had to search, but I did, in fact, find a list that includes San Antonio. Now, 2 years ago, we were on every list. We seem to be sliding. Let's talk about the possibility, the potential, once again, of professional sports, big time sports down here in San Antonio. The A's are shopping. Are we going to be selling? We'll look at it next year on the Blitz. 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com. I'm in the studio today. I was walking the halls and seeing a bunch of folks I haven't seen in a year. Lots of Zoom, but put the right filter on, you can look fantastic, right? Well, when you see it in person, how do you look? Have you spent the last year putting on that quarantine 15? And if you're not comfortable with how you're looking, or even worse, you're carrying too much weight and it's greatly affecting or lightly affecting your health, it's time to consider losing some of that weight. Person saw me today, say, "You look fantastic. You've actually lost weight. How'd you do it?" And I told him, Institute for Functional Health, Dr. Torres. Like I said when we went into quarantine, like I've been saying all along, and what I'm going to tell you now, it's the best thing I've ever done for myself. Walked in there nearly 300 pounds, down about 40 now. Got more to do. I've been doing about a year and a half. I've literally changed my life and how I look at food. And that's really the key, isn't it? And if you're going to do this, you need to do it monitored by a medical professional. Dr. Torres and his great staff down at the IFF, the Institute for Functional Health, have monitored me all the way through. They've taken care of me, mentored, coached, and taught as I have gone on my weight loss journey that I cannot be more proud of. I want you to call Dr. Torres and meet him. 210-468-1891. He'll meet you down at his great office. Do it by Zoom, do it by phone. But however, the consultation is free, and you'll find out that the best way to lose weight is under the guidance, under the work with a medical professional like Dr. Torres and all of his group. My biology came into play. My age, the other health issues I have, all played a role in the program that was put together specifically and only for me. And success, well, it's not always guaranteed, but it's just about insured when you have that kind of help. 40 pounds later, I can tell you success is there, but it's an ongoing trip. It's the best thing I've ever done for myself. I want you to go to iffhealth.com, their website. Take the functional health test. I promise you it'll open your eyes. Call the IFF, meet Dr. Torres, get on this program. Before you know it, you're going to have a beach body and feeling so good about yourself. You call the IFF today, and I am sure you'll thank me later.
Game nights, the Blitz goes silver and black.
This is DeJounte Murray. It's Game Night San Antonio.
Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom. 30 minutes before every game night on the Blitz.
1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM.
Jason Minix here for BSG, the company that brings you the best in home security and smart home technology. The security system in my home is from BSG. The video cameras, video doorbell, and other features are fantastic and easy to use. And you can get the BSG smart home security system, including free video doorbell, for as low as $39.95 a month. And that video doorbell, it's incredible. Comes with video analytics, which means you control how you get notified. And it's got the most advanced technology. It can tell the difference between a human, a vehicle, and an animal. Also has a touchless feature that keeps everyone clean and safe. The picture quality and reliability of that smart video doorbell is absolutely amazing. BSG is as well. They're San Antonio's home technology company, a great local company built on trust, quality, and safety, the best in the industry. Call BSG at 210-877-1222, 877-1222, or go to their website, bsgtexas.com. That's bsgtexas.com.
Ready to start your new career? Thomas J. Henry is one of the largest legal employers in Texas, and Glassdoor named us one of the best places to work in the nation for 2020. Apply today at tjhlaw.com. That's tjhlaw.com. San Antonio, Texas.
Reason number 87 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. Even if she accidentally knocks out a side accent diamond, Diamonds Direct will replace it free. Now, other stores claim to offer warranties, but the catch is they won't honor it unless you bring your ring in for regular inspections. But at Diamonds Direct, inspections are never required. There's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Plain and simple at Diamonds Direct, we stand behind what we sell, and we're committed to servicing it at no charge for life, period. It's all part of our commitment to provide you with the ultimate in value and total confidence. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty. Come see us to learn more at the shops at La Cantera across from Nordstrom, San Antonio's direct diamond importer.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Making Moves is brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs.
On winning teams, every player brings their unique strength and has an impact on the results. For the Showtime Los Angeles Lakers of the 80s, one of those players was Michael Cooper. He was one of only 3 players to play on all 5 of their championships. Alongside Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Cooper was the Defensive Player of the Year in 1987 and made the All-Defensive Team for 8 straight years. A vital role for the Showtime Lakers.
Build your winning team today. Go to linkedin.com/sports.
Just like in basketball, adding talent to your team right now gets you even, but adding the right talent right now, that gets you an edge. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the best candidates with the experience, skills, and motivation you need. Post a job in minutes with your must-have criteria, and LinkedIn Jobs will match you to the most qualified people across their network of 740 million professionals. You could have your star players in place this summer. Post your first job for free at linkedin.com/sports. That's linkedin.com/sports. Terms and conditions apply.
You know it's hard to see all of what goes on in the city. That's why we got Maddie's Skyline. It's time for Maddie's Skyline.
It is time for Maddie's Skyline. Welcome on to ESPN San Antonio. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. She there on the, I'd say roughly 7 o'clock. That's Maddie's Sky if you're watching live. Welcome on, Maddie. How are you today?
I'm doing well. I hear you're back in the studio.
I am sitting in friendly confines. It will happen more and more regularly around here as things loosen up, as we're growing more and more vaccinated. We're gathering together in crowds, much like last night. Did you hang with Fitty?
I didn't get to hang with him, no, but I did see 50 Cent up close and Chameleon Air. That was
well, I meant in the general building. I didn't think, I mean, the likes of a Maddie Sky probably does expect some backstage stuff, some meet and greets. But how was the show? It looked like weather was going to be an issue, but it turned out not to be bad at all.
You know, honestly, I was terrified because we get there and they're like, no umbrellas allowed inside. And I was like, you're kidding me. It's raining. But we found an awning for a good hour until the sky cleared up, thank God. And it cleared up just in time, it felt like, for Chameleon Air to hit the stage and then for 50 Cent to follow. So it was pretty weird. I didn't, I think, realize how long it had been since I've seen a live concert. So
I got to ask, because I mean, you're back at a concert, fun venue. Smoke is this new, very popular downtown Sunday fun day kind of place. I don't know if it's a barbecue joint anymore or just a nightclub and concert venue, but seems like Adrian's got a lot going on down there. But what's Smoke like as a concert venue?
I think it worked out pretty well because it's open air and people obviously feel more comfortable with open air, but I felt like, obviously it wasn't a huge venue. It's not like an amphitheater or anything, but it was a pretty sizable stage, enough for 2 DJs up there. And there was enough space for VIP and for, the crowd behind that. So I lucked out. I didn't have to use a porta potty. I found an actual restroom, so I was happy about that. So,
well, you need to find the porta potty. Get ready for June, man. You got to get back into practice. Fiesta's around the corner. You're gonna have to grow much more accustomed to going in a big plastic box.
Too much information, but the way my bladder is set up has changed in the last 2 years. I cannot hold it for anything.
Hey, you're talking to a 55-year-old man. We don't need to go into that at all.
I have to go right then and there. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to. I've avoided porta potties all my life, but I think this is going to be the year that I actually have to go use one. I did buy my Fiesta Nyosa ticket for Friday.
You already bought tickets? That's right. They went on sale yesterday. So things went on sale for the events?
Yeah. Well, at least for Nyosa, and they're offering limited amounts. So I didn't want to lose my chance of not being able to go. And this year they're doing like a blast pass.
I need to. So, do I need to go to? Where do we go to find out about tickets and the purchasing of things?
No, just
hey, we are a community. We share and share alike here.
We'll give the details
as
later.
Soon as I buy my tickets, I will let the rest of the city know how to go ahead and get them. That concerns me greatly. Do you think it's not sold out already? Is it?
I didn't have any issues buying it the day before yesterday, and I think my friend bought some today too. So you should be good. But also keep in mind that you have to buy your ticket ahead of time. like your beer and drink tickets because everything's going to be digital this year. Which I think is going to be the move in the years to come. It's going to be like it's a little wristlet that you.
Oh, like ACL.
Like when you go ACL, yeah.
I'm down. I'm absolutely down.
Technology.
That way, it doesn't feel like you're spending money at all. Just bing, just one more, and you get just attach that to your ATM or your debit card, and.
Well, that's it. But it honestly, I know it's part of the deal, but you stand in line to buy your damn beer tickets, and then you stand in line to get the beer, and then you stand in the porta potty line, and you kind of feel like, all night you were just standing in line.
Well, that's what Fiesta is.
That's part of what it is. You're right. But I mean,
that's why I see everybody
if I could eliminate one of those lines, I think I'd be happier.
Yeah. Well, the bad thing is I always used to like finding lost tickets on the floor.
On the floor of the
porta potty.
Those could stay.
Definitely
not gonna. Never been that thirsty.
They need to come up with like a Walt Disney fast pass for that.
To eat.
Porta potties?
Well, you pay extra. Yeah, that's that VIP area. She's a VIP. She's Maddie Sky from ISA.com joining us here on ESPN San Antonio. So last night we had us a show. It's the what was it? What did Smoke call it? The new
night in New San Antonio.
I'm down with that. Good idea. I'm glad that happened. Of the two performers, before we move on, did you enjoy Chameleon Air or 50 Cent more?
I mean, come on, it's 50 Cent.
Okay.
So I know like 2 Chameleon Air songs. Camilla Cherry Man.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything about Chameleon Air at all. I'm just curious. I know.
He sings Right and Dirty.
What did 50 close with? What was the last
it was
tune
kind of abrupt ending. I'm not gonna lie. He kind of just like.
Did he get tired? I saw him. He looked like he's probably put on a pound or two. Did he get tired? Was he worn out? Like
I don't know. I think the only song that he didn't sing was PIMP, or not sing. Sorry, rap. What performed was PIMP. But I don't remember what the last song was because it was to the point where I didn't expect it to be the last song. If that makes sense, and then kind of just like.
So what, did he hit 10:30 and his contract said he plays till 10:30? So middle of the song, all right, man, I'm out, boys. See ya.
It was more like midnight, I think.
Wow.
So.
Just off the top of my, and you said that was your first show. What was the anxiety level about being around people like?
I think I was okay because it was open air, and I wasn't like in close proximity. Like although the photos look like it's really really tight, I was in like a different section, so it was kind of spread out.
Yeah.
Are you having a Tim Duncan?
I'm vaccinated.
You're acclimated now, back in there. Are you having a Tim Duncan Hall of Fame party?
I'm not. I do want to watch it somewhere, but I'm not hosting. I'm not a good host. I suck at hosting.
You're more of a great guest, and I always thought that's. I'd rather be a great guest than a great host.
Same.
It's much more fun being that thing. You supply the party. So what else is going around San Antonio?
Let's see. Kurt Angle is coming to San Antonio for the Big Texas Comic-Con, which is pretty interesting, I think. I know he was one of my brother's childhood superheroes.
And who is that?
I'm glad you asked.
Wrestler. Y'all don't know who Kurt Angle is?
Well, that's Brandon Medina.
Wrestler. Yeah.
That's his realm.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I'm not a wrestling guy.
Well, he's a gold medal Olympic wrestler, too, along with the WWE.
Or just eat your sandwich.
He won a medal with a broken neck, supposedly.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pretty impressive. Kurt Angle coming to San Antonio for the Comic-Con. When is Comic-Con?
October in the fall.
Oh,
I'm just glad more and more events are coming. You could figure that out. Now, you do have an article on my essay today about the Downtown Trolleys reaching their end. What's going on there? Are they no more?
Yeah, so they were taken out of rotation during the pandemic, and VIA doesn't really have a timetable for when they'll be back. But since they were bought in 2005, they said they're nearing what was the word that they used? Basically that they're nearing retirement, and they brought in this new fleet coming in from California that is more environmental friendly. They're not trolleys, but they're 8 new battery electric operated buses. So those are going to replace the trolleys, which is.
Are they going to look like trolleys or are they going to look like buses?
I think so. They're going to look like buses.
So what are they doing with the old trolleys? Are they going to sell them? Can I pick up an old trolley cheap?
You could buy one, Rob, and use it to transport the trash from the house to the street.
Is your house that big?
Rob's is, yeah.
Yeah, it's so big. I generate so much trash that I need to fill a bus. every Wednesday to get it.
Humble brag. Not
Yeah,
Wednesday.
yeah, exactly. And Maddie, I know. I think the last time I saw you in person was at the San Antonio Zoo at an event that they had, Zoo La La, happening tomorrow night, which I'm very excited about. It's always a fantastic event. Big event, big crowd. You were at one the other night. Are you going tomorrow to the zoo for Zoo La La?
I hope so. I'm pretty busy tomorrow, but I'm gonna try to get out there.
I'm kind of busy too.
You guys are both full of it.
I'm just stocked full. I'll go checking my many invitations to all these things that I do to make sure that invite didn't get lost in the mail.
Zoo La La is one of those must go to events every year.
Tim Morrow. Tim,
yeah.
I'm waiting. I gotta. I'll go check and see if it got in my spam file. Maybe that's what happened.
But you didn't get yours, Rob?
I didn't get my invite. I didn't know that was happening tomorrow.
It's in your physical mailbox at the end of your very long.
I don't think so. I don't think there's an invite there, but Maddie got one. Maddie Sky of mysa.com. Thanks for joining us today, Maddie. It's always a pleasure catching up.
Of course, guys.
Maddie Sky joins us on the regular. Make sure you're following her at mysa.com, at Maddie Sky there on Twitter. Catch all of her stuff. If you want to know about San Antonio, you got to read what Maddie's doing. Hey, coming back, we're running out of time. Who am I kidding? We're going to come back, go to break. We've had a long segment.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, man. We got Dave Grohl on the
that deserves a lot more discussion because the Go-Go's are in, and I'm feeling older by the day. Every time I see somebody else go into the Hall of Fame, I realize I remember when they started. I have reached that age.
And
now I know them all. Yeah, the Hall of Fame is in for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We'll talk that. Spurs for sure. Michael Seawright's going to join us at 6:30 talking about a fantastic article that Tim wrote. Hang on. You're on that he wrote about Tim. Maybe Tim did write it. He's that talented. Hold on. Let's get out of here. You're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Jason Minix here for Alamo Water Softeners. You know, in San Antonio, we have some of the hardest water in the country. And while you can't control the quality of the water supply that comes to your home, you can control the quality that comes through it. You don't want to wait until you think something is wrong with your water to call Alamo Water Softeners. You know, some chemicals and contaminants are undetectable. Let Alamo Water Softeners come out to your house and give you a free water analysis and a free estimate. In the month of May, you can get a free reverse osmosis system with the purchase of select new water softeners while supplies last. Now, you know, I've had a water softener in my home from Alamo Water Softeners for about a decade. Wouldn't live without one. Alamo Water Softeners is a great local family-owned company. The Townsends are great to work with. On the Nextdoor app, they were voted a 2020 neighborhood favorite. Alamo Water Softeners provides the best value for the highest quality water treatment. So discover the Alamo Water Softeners difference. Go to alamowatersofteners.com. That's alamowatersofteners.com.
Show us your meat.
On the grill.
Take a picture and upload it to ESPNSA.com, and you could win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market if you do. Grilling with the Blitz every Thursday.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested and you want to get out of jail fast, best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail. And you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you really understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Whether it's you, a family member, a friend of yours, best option, AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans available, offer a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. Whether you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, in the Valley, anywhere in between, AA Best Bail Bonds, license number 149. Call them 210-225-2121. 225-2121 or online mybestbailbonds.com.
You're a weekend do-it-yourselfer who likes to tackle the big jobs, tree removal, digging, hauling, or cleaning up a job site. For those big jobs, you need big equipment, and at Ewald Kubota, renting equipment is a breeze. Dependable Kubota construction equipment, tractors, zero-turn mowers, or utility vehicles. Get it done right and get it done fast. Right now, all new rental customers get a 10% discount off their first rental. This is the Ewald Kubota way of saying welcome. For a store near you, visit ewaldkubota.com.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Your car in need of a cleaning? We've got you covered. We have all the wash and wax products you're looking for, from interior to exterior cleaners. They'll help you freshen up your ride inside and out, while keeping it protected from dirt and grime that can damage your car. And you can get everything you need even faster. Just order online at AutoZone.com and choose free same-day store pickup. Getting your job done just got easier. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
It's time for some straight talk. Sure, saving money feels good, but cutting your wireless bill in half, that feels really good. Like walk-off home run in the 9th inning kind of good. Okay, maybe not that good, but pretty darn good. With Straight Talk, you can get 25 gigs of high-speed data for $45 a month, up to 50% less than the other guys. Plus, no contract. All on America's best networks. Why pay a whole lot when you could pay half? Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
It's the Blitz. You're on ESPN San Antonio. Hey, we're cooking with the Blitz here in about an hour. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds will be here as we give you a brand new recipe. Michael C. Wright will be here at 6:30 as part of our Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by Mellow Mushroom. Great article at NBA.com did Michael C. Wright write. And we do recommend that you go read it before we get the interview because, my goodness, it's a walk down a memory lane and a true tribute to the GOAT, quite frankly. Speaking of GOATs, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame played host to the NFL just a couple of weeks ago. Now they'll be playing host to What They Really Do. Brand new Hall of Famers are joining the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I don't know, man. I'm excited for those that are going in.
Carole King,
Yeah.
the Go-Go's, Jay-Z, Todd Rundgren, and Foo Fighters.
You
And I think
left
about
off
Dave Grohl. Well, they're an early influence award winner, not necessarily Hall of Fame. They just win an award.
They're in the building.
They're in the building, but they're not a Hall of Famers.
You're not
But I
in
think
the
about
German synth pop?
Dave Grohl with the Foo Fighters, one of my favorites. Two-time first ballot Hall of Famer. After Nirvana, he could have done nothing. He could have been the drummer for Tom Petty and just, but man.
Why Tom
Foo
Petty?
Fighters.
Where'd that come from? Did that actually happen?
He was offered the job to be the drummer for Tom Petty. And
Step down.
And from Nirvana, and I don't know if I wouldn't say that would be a step down.
A lateral move.
Would have been a hell of a gig for a drummer. You go from being the drummer in Nirvana to being the drummer for Tom Petty. Because Nirvana,
I'm a fan of Tom. Tom, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but go start your own band.
Yeah, incredible run for Dave Grohl. It's pretty awesome.
Jay-Z, Carole King, LL Cool J, Billy Preston.
LL Cool J. He's an award winner. Musical Excellence Award, man. Still a special agent, though.
Yeah, he hadn't gotten
NCIS
promoted.
Los Angeles.
He hasn't. He needs to. He's chosen a second career. He's a naval policeman, right? Is that what he is?
At least get an upgrade to supervisory special.
Yeah, he should be promoted by now. Why didn't he have a desk job? Why is he out in the field still?
He likes being out in the field there on NCIS Los Angeles. Sam Hanna. He's still getting it done.
What's his name? Sam Hanna? It's not Detective Sergeant Sam Hanna, the angry
special agent. Yes.
You're too much of a lone wolf. You're out there causing problems. The city's going to have to pay for all this.
Axel Foley.
Axel Foley. You lone wolf. He's not the angry detective sergeant behind the glass that's kind of disheveled and looks about 3 seconds away from a heart attack. He hadn't made that yet?
No, not yet.
As we contemplate that, we're going to go to break and come back and talk some real sports. If I can find my rundown. Let's see what we got coming for you. My gosh, 3 pages of this? How many hours are we doing today? Here we go. In the 5 o'clock, we're talking Spurs.
You
The
go back to
season's
the studio
winding
for
down.
1 hour and you're lost.
I don't have my color-coded papers. We'll be back. You're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com. Where's the records? I can't find anything.
Oh, you're going to hurt yourself. And if you do, you need to go see Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. If you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you know Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries, and he has same-day and next-day availability. Easy for me to say. They have telemedicine services also available. There's no reason for you to be in pain. If you're hurting, visit Dr. Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more at TSAOG.com or call for an appointment, 210-804-5490, 804-5490 for TSAOG Orthopedics.
Run with us on a John Deere Z365 RZ track mower, built for taking it easy. We're talking lemonade on a lazy afternoon easy. That's why we added the Easy Change 30-second oil change system to make the job nice and simple. And with the convenience of standard mulch control, you'll control your clippings without any extra effort. So you can get back to the good stuff, because lawns aren't just for mowing, they're for living. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere Z300 for more.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
And happy hour is back at Twin Peaks. Get up here Monday through Friday from 2 to 7 and score sweet deals like $1 off all wine, liquor, cheap shots, and freezing cold 29-degree draft brews. Feeling snacky? We also have select apps available for $2, $4, and $6. Cheers!
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
This is Derek's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
After the third time jump-starting my car, I finally realized my battery was dying. So I stopped by O'Reilly to have it checked. They tested it right there in the parking lot. It was bad, real bad. But they helped me find the right battery for my car and even installed it for free. Now my car starts like new.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. For the ones who get going when the going gets tough, and the ones who know we're tougher together. For the Pathfinders breaking new ground, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as fast access to experts and 24/7 customer support. Because we know you have people depending on you, so you can always depend on us. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your home for everything Cowboys.
Touchdown, Cowboys!
1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM. KZDC San Antonio.
To explore as an option.
Yeah, I've.
Jason Minutes, Rob Thompson, The Blitz.
It is the Blitz. You're on ESPN San Antonio. Thanks for joining us. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. Dr. Eloy Ochoa of the Sports Institute over at TSAOG Orthopedics will join us in about 45 minutes as we head toward the NBA playoffs as the baseball season progresses. Lots of injuries to talk about, and he'll get us caught up on how long and if they can recover. We're waiting on James Harden, see if he's going to play tonight as the Nets take on the Spurs. Game night San Antonio at 6:30. Okay, the Spurs coming off their best game of the year. Best first half in the history of the damn franchise against Coach Bud. What? Pop uncorked one. He went all Nick Saban on his former assistant. What a way to welcome your old friend home. Hang 87 on him in the first half. That was I know we're a couple days removed, but I still walk around just stunned. I didn't even know you could do that. It's like your kid walking out and learning to ride a bike and the kid speeds by and uses a ramp. Where did that come from? Where did that come from?
Patty Mills was probably listening to us on his way to the game as we were railing him for disappearing for the last 2 months. Welcome back, Patty. Good to see you. Everything they were shooting was going down, and they were playing good defense. I don't know what I was watching. I know I texted you guys at one point, and everything we talked about today. And then who's ready for the 12-point third quarter for them to blow this lead? Which, after watching what happened with Boston, was a very honest and realistic comment.
And it could have happened. There was a run. They did have a good third quarter, and to the Spurs' credit, they stopped it and kept going. After all these years, I've been working around the Spurs for 20 years. Now certainly this season's a little off. We normally would be second round of the playoffs by now. But normally by now in the season, you get a good handle for your team. You get a pretty good idea who they are and what they're capable of.
Yeah.
For 2 years, I literally have no idea what to expect.
No.
Where did that come from? This is a team that was collapsing, that was falling apart under the weight of its, youth and, conditioning or what. I'm not conditioning in the issue, but just being tired. I mean, it was, and then to do what they did and to be so successful at it for 4 quarters. I mean, it wasn't just a hell of a half and hold on. They kept their foot on the gas. They withstood the run, which there's always one in the NBA. They withstood it and brought it back in preparation for the Nets tonight. The Nets might have Harden, and if I'm the Nets and I'm looking across the landscape of the NBA, watching the Lakers just collapse and fall apart without LeBron, and Davis is banged up, and Schroeder with who knows if we're going to see Schroeder again after COVID protocols and all the issues they're dealing with. If I'm the Nets, I'm feeling pretty good about myself right now.
Well, I mean, the Nets should. I don't know what to expect from the Spurs going into tonight's game. I know their magic number is 1, which 1 win or 1 loss by the Pelicans, and the Spurs are in the play-in. It's all but done, right? I mean, it seems impossible for the Spurs to not make the play-in at this point. Had they lost to Milwaukee on Monday, who knows? But yeah, Spurs are going to be there. So Greg Popovich said before the game on Monday that it's time to start resting some guys and gearing up, which were they going into the week 5 games in 7 nights? So, I don't know why rest now. Your off season is about to begin, but so I don't know what to expect tonight. Even then, I mean, we're still too far away from the start of the game to know what the Spurs are going to do if anybody's going to get a night off in Brooklyn.
Oh, people get nights off. No matter what happens, this is done. The Spurs are a 10th seed. I can foresee losing every game till the play-in game, the playoff game, the play-in game, whatever the hell we want to call it. Why? It is what it is, and we could pad the record, but there's no way that the Pelicans finish the season out without a loss. They're not going to win out, and the magic number is 1. They're still playing without Zion, and they don't have Ingram, so there's no way they win out. They're going to lose a game, but I don't know how, if you're a Pop, after what you saw on Monday, you don't go, okay, same game plan. I care. I don't matter to me who we're playing. That was perfect. That was everything you dreamed the Spurs could be, and what you expect the Spurs to be able to do once they put together a roster with at least a couple of guys that are a threat and will hit 3-point shots. When you're hitting threes inexorably with every Spurs game, when we shoot like that, we can't be defended. But I guess every team can say that. But for the Spurs, who are offensively challenged, who have had trouble all season long, the answer. That's the prescription. You find guys that can hit an open jump shot, open threes, spread this offense, and suddenly it looks like the beautiful game. But it takes shooting.
But seeing them do that, and we've seen them do that. You think about the Phoenix game, although that was a bunch of backups that were playing, and clearly Phoenix took them lightly in that game. But you see what they did the other night, and say you're Memphis going, we're going to play that team in the playoffs, in the play-in. Even the Lakers, after they lose to Golden State, then have to either beat Memphis or San Antonio. If the Spurs play like that, they might trip up and actually end up in the playoffs as opposed to the lottery, which doesn't excite me. And I don't think that's going to happen, but it scares me because we've seen them do it. If we could get close to that on a nightly basis, this season would have gone completely different.
2, 4, 6, 7 dudes with over 20 minutes. DeJounte logged 35. Jakob had 34. You're looking for likely sits. That would be it. But
against Brooklyn tonight?
Yeah.
I don't know that Jakob sits. I mean, but who?
It doesn't matter. Seriously. And we saw they're fully capable. But the fact is, they sit at 10. They're going to have to win a couple games to get there. They know that the Lakers are going to be in a position to have to play. We watch what Golden State is doing. The Golden State Laker play-in game, which looks possible, if not imminent, could be amazing. Because I get the feeling that Steph Kerr has got one goal this year. We don't want to go any further than this, but we are going to beat the Lakers in this play-in game. We are going to beat the Lakers. And they're playing well enough to do it right now. You know, a couple of weeks ago, Jason, I guess it's probably been a month, we looked at what was happening, and this is when LeBron was still relatively healthy, though had missed some games, that he could put himself in a position to go through the most difficult run through the playoffs that he's probably ever had, because he's going to have to go through a Utah team that looks really good, although they might be kind of slowing down now. We got the Clippers. You certainly have to talk about Denver in there, and then Phoenix and Chris Paul, and that's not even counting what's going on in the East. So whoever you end up playing, who you expect might be the Nets. There was the potential of having to beat 4 or 5, maybe 6 Hall of Famers to go get a ring. And if he did it, it would be as tough a run as anybody has ever had, or any legend that since Michael. And even Michael, I don't think, had to go through this, starting so low and having to play higher seeds and go through that. If LeBron was capable, well, he had tweeted out today he's not playing today, and they got the Rockets. It's a G League game. I think the Lakers, without Schroeder, I know we saw Anthony Davis provide us some entertainment over the Knicks, but I don't think that can be sustained. And Golden State seems to be primed to kind of put the Lakers to bed a week after it was announced that they are now a more expensive franchise. They are worth more than the Lakers. Then you could put them to sleep to close down a season. Steve Kerr has this circled, man.
Even then, though, if Golden State wins, the Lakers could still get in by beating either Memphis or San Antonio.
They got one goal: beat the Lakers and go home. Beat the Lakers. It doesn't matter. That next series, shoot, maybe not, because they got
just playoff experience.
Yeah, they got picks coming. They're set for next year, no matter what happens. But one thing they can do is put the Lakers down for one more game. And if it is us against Memphis, Lakers Memphis, that's an athletic running team. And if they find their niche, which they have been up and down, Lakers could be in trouble, man. This could have been a glorious run through where LeBron pretty much, in the eyes of many, and mine included, would become the GOAT of all time over Michael if he'd have managed to do what it's still possible. It looks unlikely
think about
now.
It now. While it seems so unlikely now, and if they have to go in from the 7th or 8th seed, and if they go win a title this year, I think you're right. What that would do for LeBron, I don't see it happening. But if he were to make that run now as the 8th seed, yeah, I think that would, and I've kind of maintained, he's got to get to 6 before we can have a conversation. If he can go from the 8th seed and win a title, I think even I would. It
would be a ridiculous
move over Michael.
It would be. I mean, you think if they manage, let's say they beat Steph in the play-in, then they get whether it's Utah, Denver, it doesn't matter. Whether they get that, then the next round, we're talking about Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer, guys that he's played against forever and gotten himself to the West, through the West, just to take on the Nets, and then the greatest super team since his other super team. It would be the most impressive run, I think, in the history of the NBA, but sadly, we don't think it's actually going to occur. Coming back, the NFL schedule is out. We'll look around the rest of the league, talk about who the Cowboys are going to be playing, and Dr. Eloy Ochoa will join us. Let's look around and talk some baseball at 5:30. Lots to talk about. Hang around here on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at espnsa.com. The Institute for Functional Health is Really been a good godsend for me. I first met Dr. Torres over at the IFH a little over a year and a half ago. Down 60 pounds. I talk about him all the time. And I'm talking to you guys right now that are, you're not sick. You're not feeling too bad, little overweight, finding that, getting old might kind of suck. And you're blaming a lot of things on age when quite frankly, it's probably your weight. If your knees, your ankles, your joints, your hips are hurting because when you walk around too much. Are you snoring at night? Your snoring has increased to the point where maybe someone doesn't want to stay in the same room with you anymore. And then that leads to the brain fog when you wake up in the morning because you didn't sleep very well. And then you're drinking the coffee to get yourself going, and that's getting everything else kind of out of whack. And at the end of the day, you just don't feel good. You might not be unhealthy, but you certainly don't feel healthy. I want you to talk to Dr. Jacob Torres over at the Institute for Functional Health. He showed me that you can literally change your life with your diet. And it doesn't have to be a miserable experience. You can find things that are appropriate that you can eat that you enjoy. You don't have to alter everything. And this is not about buying a meal plan. This is about finding what to eat, when to eat, and how to eat, and being coached on what to do. Kickstarting your metabolism, finding the right things that are appropriate to your health. All those play into losing weight. It's not a diet. It's a change of life. And I want you to talk with Dr. Torres about it. And it's easy to do. Dr. Torres has a great office down there on Ashby. The number is 210-468-1891. Free consultation. You meet with him however you like. But I do recommend calling him. You're not too far away from that beach body. It's right around the corner, but it's about your health. You want to live longer, lose some weight, and go about it the best way. A medically provided plan that's put together specifically for you. Call Dr. Torres in the IFF today, and I am sure you'll thank me later.
Hey, we're both working toward a common goal. Quitting time! This is San Antonio's sports leader, 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM. All day, every day.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
When your AC fails in the San Antonio heat, there is no time to search. Save Service First in your contacts and have an AC tech on speed dial 24/7. Service First. Save us before you need us.
Have Service First in your phone. 521-1500.
I'm with Jason Thompson, owner of the Thompson Law Firm. Jason, if someone's in a serious collision, what should they do?
Call me as soon as possible after the collision. If a bad driver, a drunk driver, a driver of a commercial or company vehicle crashes into you or a family member, the most important decision you will make for yourself and your family is choosing the right lawyer. You should know that the insurance companies already have their own attorneys, and you should too. If you or a family member has been seriously injured in a traffic collision, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My phone number is 900-0400, or just remember my website, alawyerforus.com. I practice law right here in San Antonio for more than 20 years, helping people and families just like yours. I believe you and your family need an attorney who is honest, loyal, experienced, professional, someone you would be proud to call your lawyer.
Your lawyer, Jason Thompson, named one of San Antonio's best personal injury attorneys and a Texas super lawyer. Call Jason Thompson, a lawyer for us. 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to alawyerforus.com.
I work with a lot of couples that will come in and she may have a small diamond and will be celebrating her 25th wedding anniversary.
Is this the year you upgrade her diamond?
We are seeing a lot of upgrades these days.
Meet Tonda Rifkin, a veteran diamond expert at Diamonds Direct, who loves helping men who've been married 20, 25, 30 years upgrade their wife's diamond.
Her husband really wants to do something special for her because that is something that's going to show their love and their commitment over all these years. And your financial situation has changed a lot since you were in your 20s.
So instead of a half-carat diamond, she can now proudly wear a new designer ring with a dazzling big diamond.
And now she's going to that 2.5 carat, that 3 carat look, and she's able to do that and get a new ring. And she's so excited about that.
And if that original diamond still has sentimental value, Tonda says they can either use it as part of a new ring or make it into another piece of jewelry.
With that original diamond, we can put that in a pendant. Therefore, it stays close to your heart.
Diamonds Direct, where upgrading her diamond is easy. At the shops at La Cantera across from Nordstrom, official jeweler of the Cowboys.
At Napa, we keep things moving. If it has wheels and an engine, we help keep it on the road. And if it's on the road, we have parts for it. And if you need a part, you can get it fast, like same-day pickup or next-day delivery fast. At Napa, when we're not thinking about cars, we're thinking about the people who drive them. Because when it comes to serving you and our community, our motor never quits. That's Napa know-how. Same-day pickup and next-day delivery available at participating stores and on in-stock items only.
Clay's cleaning service has a spotless reputation.
Take care of the windows. Hello, this is Clay.
But his business operations could use a light dusting.
Boy, I had you scheduled for next week. I'll just check here. No, absolutely. We will be there tomorrow.
Indeed can help him hire the people he needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It's the Blitz. Welcome aboard. Don't mind them brake lights. We'll get you home. Going to 7 o'clock. At 6:30. Set a little timer. Michael C. Wright, NBA writer, good guy, San Antonian. Got a great column on NBA.com about Tim Duncan. We'll go down memory lane as Tim's getting ready to go into the Hall of Fame. At the Mohegan Sun. Evidently, they put a fence around it. You can't go. We tried.
We tried.
I got a bunch of virtual invites.
I mean, you can't go.
Well, no, I can't go. No, it was specifically me. You're going to be good for the Zooms.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I saw somebody tweet, I got approved for Hall of Fame credentials, and I just want to go virtual.
Yeah, I got one of those. If you'll send me can I get a little band, a little lanyard that I could wear while I'm sitting in front of my Zoom?
Make it feel all official.
Martin, you're right. We'll talk some Spurs here in a bit. In the meantime, the NFL has released their schedule. Boy, they are so good at making news out of nothing. Boy, how many hours are we going to talk about the schedule we knew was coming? We knew we were playing AFC West. We know the regular teams. It's just a matter of when and how we're going to play them.
So the NFL dominates every month of the calendar, and they have made it so to where, we used to have the schedule by now and then the draft, but no. Let's have our draft so we own April. And then when do the NBA playoffs end? Okay, so right before the NBA regular season ends, we're going to have our schedule release party, and we're going to have these 3-hour specials on ESPN and NFL Network. We're going to do all of this. Oh, but early in the day, we'll just start leaking things out. I mean, when the NFL leaks out like posters of Brady and Dak Prescott to start the season. I mean, I saw a tweet from Gil Brandt said, I remember back in the day that I'd go into Tech's office and with the pen and paper and I'd just write down what our schedule was and then type it out and let everybody know. Now it's this huge production, and all it really does is one, gives us a lot to talk about in the sense of, when and where and travel plans, for what's the road game you're going to want to go to this year if you are one that does that. I'm looking at, when do the Cowboys play Kansas City? If that's when it's not stupid cold, I might take a road trip up there and get some good ribs over at Joe's and go to a game at Arrowhead. That sounds like a fun road trip. That allows you to do that.
I guess. All this, I guess it's now we have less time to book our flights.
Well, yeah, you book your flights in your hotels, get your buddies together, get your Yingling beer ready to go for football season. I mean, it's all a part of it.
So the Dallas Cowboys will start out on the road that Thursday, first game of the year, regular season game Thursday night against Tampa Bay. Week 2, who we got?
Chargers in Los Angeles. 2 road games to start the season.
All right. So 0-2. Are we going to panic? If we look down the road and think about what we last saw and what we expect to see, at the very least, we're going to get a full accounting of that new defense. Got a young quarterback that kind of turned the corner last year with the Chargers. We know he's going to be a stud. But tell you, knowing how weak the schedule will be as they progress through, they earned it. They were pretty lousy last year. They earned an easier schedule. I would just soon get those 2 out of the way. I'm talking about ripping the Band-Aid off. Let's see what we got against Tampa Bay. Let's see what we've got against the Chargers. They're both non-divisional losses. One's out of conference, for goodness sake, so we're not losing a lot there. But at the same time, start fast, man. Let's see where we are.
Well, I mean, if they start with a loss to Tampa Bay,
it's fine.
It's not the end of the world. And I forget what the record is, but the defending champs have a really good record playing in that Thursday game. And, Tom Brady, that dude has actually never lost to the Dallas Cowboys in his career. He's 5-0. So maybe the Cowboys and their young corners can go beat a 44-year-old Tom Brady. Oh, wait, they got all 22 starters back? Yeah, that one's it's a tough opener for the Dallas Cowboys, but they're America's team. Do they deserve? Have they earned their way into being that? No, but they're America's team, and you got Dak Prescott coming back, and he's going to be the dude, right? So it certainly does make sense for the NFL to do that for the Cowboys. I think they could start 1-1, and you go from there. You're going to have the Raiders on Thanksgiving at home, which is always a big one. The one thing what I've seen on the schedule so far from what has been leaked is you're going to play Washington football team two times over a 3-week period, kind of late in the year, and I think football team is going to be pretty good. I don't know that I like having football team twice over a 3-week span. The idea of a back-to-back or a sort of back. I mean, it's just. I'd rather get them early and then get them late or whatever the case may be. I don't like that. And it does look like they'll close out basically December in the NFC East.
The full schedule will be released at about an hour, a little over an hour now, but it's been leaking. We know that on the road we'll be playing, of course, all the NFC East teams. We know that the Chargers will be in there, but also Kansas City, the Vikings on the road, the Saints on the road, Tampa Bay, we know that one, and the Patriots we know will be the last game of the season, or that 17th game. There will be the Patriots.
You keep talking about an easy schedule, and all these teams.
That's what I was going to say.
Easy.
We look at they tell me by the numbers that they have one of the
winning percentage of this last year.
So that includes Kansas City and
Tampa Bay,
and New England, I guess. But New England kind of, they went in without playing the whole season with half their team sitting out. They suffered the most. This is, I guess, by the numbers, this is not going to be the easy. But I'll tell you, again, this team, by the numbers, by what we've seen, should be good enough to live up to this. Lots of tough road games.
And again, it is weird to look at that schedule and say it's going to be easy, but like New England didn't have the best record last year, right? But yeah,
I mean, how much $1 million in free agency?
They spent more money in the history of the NFL in free agency, and then they got 4 dudes coming back that didn't even play starters.
Stats sometimes can lie to you, Rob, and I think that's what you're seeing here. Based on last year's winning percentage, the Cowboys have the second easiest schedule in this NFL season. Okay.
It is time for the annual What About Us? As San Antonio and Central Texas starts asking the major leagues around the world, what about us? Well, there's one available, it appears. The Alameda County has been they're up against it again. The Raiders couldn't come to a deal to put together a football stadium. Now it appears the Oakland A's have been in that stadium for, 150, 200 years. It's as old as the Coliseum there in Rome. They want a new stadium, as does every team, and they've been given the wherewithal by Major League Baseball to start looking around. What about us? Can San Antonio land a Major League Baseball team? Ron Nuremberg, our mayor, who has many times said, we're a major league city, we're going all in. It might be time to partner up. Let's talk about the possibility of landing the Oakland A's or any other professional franchise in San Antonio. Coming up next here on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
If you're having issues at the house with your plumbing or your AC, there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. At Quartermoon, they can take care of a faucet leak to a leak in your slab, anything in between. They do not have commissioned sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions. They have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. They also have great maintenance programs to ensure your AC unit and your heater, that unit is ready for every season. It is really that time of year to make sure you get that AC checked out. Make sure it's ready for the hot summer months that are coming up. Maybe you catch a small problem before it becomes a major problem in August. Insufficient cooling or heating in your home is caused by many reasons, and Quartermoon can fix them all. Call them 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or go to the website quartermoonplumbing.com.
I'm Dustin Tatro, official organist of the Texas Rangers, and this is your home for Rangers baseball. 1250 AM and 94.5 FM, ESPN San Antonio.
You know, we all like things easy and convenient. New Brakes has done that with brake repair. Jason Minnick's here for New Brakes. They're a mobile brake shop. That means they will come to you to fix your brakes, and they provide convenient and affordable brake repair, and they only fix brakes. So you're not going to get the upsells like at a traditional repair shop. They only use premium brake parts, and they do back all repairs with a 24-month, 24,000-mile warranty, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. So if your brakes are bad or you think they're going bad, do us all a favor and go to nubrakes.com. Schedule your repair now. Save 10% when you mention my name or ESPN San Antonio. If you're busy at work, relaxing at the house, working from the house, watching the game, they do have Saturday, Sunday appointments. Get your brakes fixed. nubrakes.com. New Brakes, they're great at what they do. Go read all those 5-star reviews and schedule your repair now at nubrakes.com. That's nubrakes.com.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks has been busy mixing up new craft cocktails for their latest beverage menu rollout, featuring signature cocktails, tequila cocktails, classic whiskey cocktail sections, and more. Plus a completely revamped wine program available by the glass or bottle. Come find your new favorite at Twin Peaks.
Looking for a protein-packed snack to power you through the day? Of course you are. Only Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds have the bold flavors that stand out in the Me Too snack aisle. Sea salt and cracked black pepper, pineapple ancho chili, pasilla chili cheese, and more. Take your snacking to higher flavor levels with Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. And keto fans, you're going to love this low-carb crunch. Visit your local H-E-B and southernrecipesmallbatch.com to see the power of the rind.
Hello, I'm a unicorn. Yes, one of those. Everyone's trying to find me, but most can't, unless they're ZipRecruiter. If you've hired before, you understand it's quite hard to find a unicorn. You know, someone who's perfect for your role. So how does ZipRecruiter do it so quickly? ZipRecruiter's technology matches your job up with the right people for your role and invites them to apply, so you get brilliant candidates fast.
Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/hire. That's ZipRecruiter.com/hire.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
Want to hear how easy it is to get rid of those black streaks on your roof with spray and forget? Check this out. This is you spraying your roof. And this is you forgetting about it. That's it. No scrubbing, no rinsing. It does the work for you. Those stains caused by algae, mold, and mildew will disappear over time. Works on asphalt, wood, slate, and clay roofs. So you can just forget about it. Spray and forget. Available at the Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, and Menards.
It's the Blitz. Dr. Eloy Ochoa of the Sports Institute over at TSAOG Orthopedics will be here in about 15 minutes. We'll look around the NBA and MLB as we get ready for playoffs and the summer charge, as it were. But in the meantime, talking Major League Baseball, because yet again, we are going to be teased by the possibility of a Major League franchise, at least considering San Antonio as its landing spot. The Oakland A's seem to be, they've been owed a new stadium, I don't know, 15, 20 years. That's the stadium for those that are my age, when you used to grow up watching those Oakland Raiders in the early part of the summer when they would get to the 30-yard line and it would be this line of dust. Yeah, that's where the A's play. So that they want a new stadium. They deserve one. And Alameda County just doesn't seem to be able to come up with one for anybody, and they might very well lose them to Las Vegas, who by most accounts seems to be the most likely landing spot. I found a list, Jason, that had the San Antonio Metroplex area list. It was on Sportsnot. I had to dig around, but I did find at least one writer.
You found them on the knot?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and it's funny because part of me, I don't even know if I want to get too invested in this again, because we've been down this road so many times where you've been the other city's leverage. You've been the pawn, you know, and I know we went through it recently with soccer, and, you know, it ended up in Austin. I know things are a little bit different there. I think about, you know, that beautiful ballpark that the Marlins play in down in Miami. They got that because of us. And I do think there was a time where I thought Nelson Wolff would get us a baseball team. Well, Nelson Wolff, here's another opportunity for you, but I just don't see it happening. Although if a team were to commit to come here, I'm pretty sure taxpayers would flip the bill to build a stadium.
Oh, you think so?
Well, yeah, I do, but I don't think our taxpayers are going to flip the bill to build a stadium without the commitment from the team. We're not going to. We've done that before. If we build it, they will come. And the Alamo Dome is perfect for UTSA football.
We have to come to the realization, as hard as it is, that Austin has to be an equal partner in this search.
Absolutely.
And that's going to be difficult to overcome on so many different fronts.
Well,
because it's different there. It's different there than here.
It is, and they've got the corporate base, and we've got the population, you know, kind of like what we've talked about with an NFL franchise, somewhere along that I-35 corridor, and maybe if it's not New Braunfels or San Marcos, you know, something, you know, down I-10, you know, close to where the that big toll road gets off in you know, I-10 out there just near Seguin. But there's plenty of room to build a stadium where you could get corporate and dollars from both Austin and San Antonio. But a bulk of that's from Austin. But you also want to make it easy enough for people to come up from the Valley and in San Antonio, and it's a more of a regional team. The team doesn't have to necessarily play in the city, in the sense of, you know, San Francisco plays an hour away from San Francisco. The Cowboys play in Arlington. You know, the Patriots are in Foxborough. It doesn't necessarily have to be there to claim it, right?
Well, I think that, no, you're right. I think you can draw an hour circle, a 16-mile circle around the Austin-San Antonio corridor in most directions. I would even go, you can go east or west, quite frankly. And I think
281, man, be beautiful right there on the river in Marble Falls on the Colorado.
But it has to be, well, it has to be a regional attempt. There needs to be an effective and well-managed regional
San
sports
Antonio,
authority.
Austin
No,
regional sports
we don't
authority.
have anything that is required to do this. We might have some semblance of that, but not one that has. We need to put together, if we're truly in this, and I do believe Austin is coming aware of themselves as not just a cool place to hang out, but as the tech giants are landing, I think they're becoming self-aware of their own economic impact, not only on the state of Texas, but for the rest of the country. San Antonio, while our population continues to grow and flourish, we're not landing the big dollar accounts. It's a good partnership as far as we got the population, you got the money, let's work together. And between the two of us, we can put together a regional effort that will not only include a stadium, but light rail and everything that goes along with the economic development that a major league franchise can bring. And if it's San Marcos, or it's New Braunfels, or hell, like you said, outside of Seguin, however you find it, all of these different counties, entities, cities, towns, hamlets, flats, everybody's got to get involved and agree that once this comes, we have a regional tax rate in place that we can immediately get it going and start building this thing like we had to do with the Alamo Dome. It is so much more difficult. And while we think we would vote for something like that, you're going to have a leader, a face out there getting us there. The stadium that we last built was built because we were afraid of losing Tim Duncan. That was it. He is singularly responsible for getting the stadium where it's not where we wanted it, but it's where it had to go thanks to Nelson Wolff on county land. The city couldn't even get it done. We're going to try to get Austin. They're different there. I keep saying it. That's like another world. Their politics are very different than San Antonio. And then you get the suburbs in between here and there. It's not going to be easy. We need the force of personality to get us there. And as much as I love Ronnie, as much as I love our mayor, who I believe is in his heart is in the right place, you're a lame duck now, man. Your time is done as mayor. You got your last election. Get out in front of this and build a legacy, man. Get out in front of this and own this.
Mayor Ron Nirenberg has said on this show, on the Blitz, to you and me, that he looks at San Antonio as a major league city, and that in the next 10 years, and what did he tell us this 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when the Raiders were flirting with us, that he wants an NFL team or a Major League Baseball team here. He's got an opportunity now. The A's have put it out there. They're looking. I wonder, though, if Oakland, the city of Oakland in Alameda County, will come to grips and get the A's a stadium, because they have lost the Warriors to San Francisco. They've lost the Raiders to Las Vegas. Are they really going to let the Oakland A's leave Oakland? Or will they somehow come up with the money? Now that they've seen two go, will they see that third one go? Could you imagine if you're Oakland and you had three and lost all three in a 5-year period?
Well, I mean, it's the life and death of a city, but you lose. It's like Balcones Heights losing something to San Antonio. I mean, it's just San Francisco. It's across the bay. It's not like they were gone forever. They just had to take a longer train ride. But yeah, there's a bit of personal pride that you lose your civic pride when you lose those things. Keep in mind now, Mayor Ron, he's yoked. He's down, and he's told us this. But keep in mind, we couldn't even find a place to build a AAA stadium. Now, certainly there's some other things in play during this, but we had every opportunity. We had landed the franchise. We had landed the 3A team, the AAA team. It was here, and we couldn't get it done. But the cart was before the horse. There, we're going to have to get the stadium done first before any team will even begin to look at us. They ain't coming to us on the promise that we'll get something done. Something's got to be done for them to get here.
I look at the Raiders made a commitment to move to Las Vegas before they broke ground on a stadium.
Well, yes, it's Vegas. That was a ripe planning ground. They just got there first. There were 20 teams looking at Vegas, hoping that they could find a way to get there. It's easy to do in Vegas. We're San Antonio. We've been passed over so many times for the very same reasons. We didn't have it. We weren't ready. We're committed. We want to be, and we can, but right now we're not there. We have to be there. We have to be prepared, or the likes of Nashville. The likes of Nashville is going to take us. Portland, the likes of Portland, they're going to pass us. They're going to become more prepared because they are prepared. We still kind of sitting waiting, thinking, well, we got a stadium and we're the 8th or 7th largest city in the country. Just come on down. Well, it doesn't work like that.
Nope.
Put a new coat of paint on the Alamo Dome this year.
The Alamo Dome is. I'm tired of having to defend the Alamo Dome. This has nothing to do with baseball in the Alamo Dome.
No, and you're not going to play Major League Baseball in the Alamo Dome.
This has nothing to do with it.
81 games.
But it'll be brought up
go there.
That we built that first, and it never panned out. That we built it and hoped that they would come, and several have come, but nothing to the extent that they could sustain.
No, but I will say though, the Alamo Dome has served San Antonio extremely well. It didn't accomplish its original mission of attracting a pro football team, an NFL football team. But I think about all the Final Fours that have come through here and everything else. I mean, the Alamo Dome is not the great mistake that some people make it out to be.
It's a solid C.
Well, for a number of years, it was home to the Spurs. We could have lost the Spurs long before if the Alamo Dome wasn't there. So I do think the Alamo Dome, while it's certainly, you're right, it's C, B, whatever you want to call it, but it has done a lot for the city just with all the Final Fours that we've been able to host here. But it's not going to be an everyday ballpark for a Major League Baseball team. That will never happen.
Because I'll tell you this, if we don't join with Austin, if we don't join with them, they're going to lap us. They will get a team before we will. 656-3776, 656-ESPN are your Kia Bossa Bacon phone lines. Chris dialed them. Chris, welcome on, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I think you guys got a great point. It has to be somewhere outside of the San Antonio city limits, i.e., out of the hands of Spurs Sports and Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we're going to get bashed. I mean, Brandon posted this yesterday about when the rumblings started going through, and I chimed in there and I told him, hey, they got rid of their two quote unquote people that were in the same arena with them. You know what I mean? And they were under the same umbrella. So it makes you think that they're going to allow any kind of Major League Baseball in the city.
That's always been the argument, that the Spurs have built a wall around San Antonio, and the only professional franchise that was going to come into San Antonio would be a professional franchise owned by SS&E. That was the plan. It didn't work. I think they've had to reevaluate where they are now and realize that while you had the WNBA and while you were trying for MLS and all of that you're a basketball team. And if we do manage to bring in a professional sporting entity and we do share it with Austin, certainly it will take from your pie, but at the same time, I do believe it will add to the pie when there is that growth in that civic pride that is being part of a professional city that has different teams. Other cities have been perfectly fine having more than one professional franchise. They do feed each other. They don't just suck money and attention from each other. There is a symbiotic kind of relationship between professional franchises. And that's another thing that the Spurs have to get over, this mentality that we can't support it, that we're not big enough and there's not enough money here. There is. You put a Major League Baseball team here, they will equal or better the median attendance of any place in the country. You put a professional football team in here, they'll sell out every game. There's no doubt in my mind. Tickets will be sold from here to nearly to Houston, all the way to El Paso, down to Monterrey, Mexico, and beyond. We'll fill the place. I'm not worried about that. But they got to get somebody and something out in front in this regional idea that the city is going to have to adopt, because alone, it's the definition of crazy. We're doing the same thing over and over again. We're pointing to the things that have been turned down over and over again. The Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are 656-3776. That's 656 ESPN. Fred, welcome on, man.
Gentlemen, how y'all doing? Enjoying your show every day.
Thanks, Fred.
Hey, I think the best place would be somewhere between San Antonio and Austin, like the Church Cibolo area.
Fine.
Where there's a lot of vacant lots. It's expanding out here. There's more houses going out. There's a lot of land out there, and I think that'd be the best place.
Well, Fred, I mean, and again, I think with that Church Cibolo area is one of the fastest growing areas in the country.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it's far enough north of San Antonio,
right,
or far enough south for Austin to say, yeah, we're in for that. That's why, it's I'm kind of thinking, out there by the outlet mall, somewhere between, New Braunfels and San Marcos, take that 306 exit, 2 past Buc-ee's, and then you're there. Somewhere out there to where that way you really actually do feel like Austin is included if we're doing a more regional thing. Sure, it'd be great. Unless you're from Austin, you would fight against that.
Appreciate the call, Fred. Hey, we got to break away. Dr. Eloy Ochoa will be here. We'll get back to baseball and your calls, but next we're looking at the injuries around the league and how they can be healed. Dr. Ochoa will join us. We'll talk about it. Coming up next, you're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com. Well, I woke up this morning. It was windy and cool, but I'll tell you what, if you need a reason to wake up and go someplace in the morning, I want you to go over to Alamo Cycleplex. You've earned the toys that they've got underneath their roof. 7 brands of fun. If you're looking for 2 wheels, 3 wheels, you're looking for no wheels on the water, you're looking for something to work with, or you're looking for any of the gear to go along with the toy that you've earned, I want you to head over to Alamo Cycleplex, I-10 in De Zavala. I'm driving around one of those Polaris slingshots, and I cannot rave about it enough. It is the most fun I have ever had on any road at any time. You're looking for fun? Well, it starts at Alamo Cycleplex. They've got the gear, they've got the sales, they've got the service, they've got the building, they've got everything you need to prepare for the summer of fun that we are all so eager to have. I looked outside today, the sky is blue and the weekend's going to be cool. Don't you wish you were heading out on one of those brand new bikes, one of those brand new Polaris slingshots, one of those brand new Honda Talons, out in the nature and out in the fun that you can get on one of those fantastic toys that Alamo Cycleplex has in there. Head over there, take your test drive, see what they got. The inventory is solid. If you got a bike that you're looking to move, Alamo Cycleplex might very well buy it from you. Talk to them about that as well. Head over to Alamo Cycleplex. They're at Days of All and I-10. Check out their website, see what they got, but you're not going to know until you step into the family-friendly fun that is Alamo Cycleplex. You've earned it. Go over there and check it out. Franco's waiting for you. They'll all talk to you. David Sears has put together a great organization just to put you in a position to go have some fun with your family. Alamo Cycleplex. Go have some fun. Head out there. It starts there. You can have it. Alamo Cycleplex. The fun begins there.
Sundays are for the grill. The Sunday Sports Grill, 11 in the morning to 1. Chop it up and grill with former and current Rock the Mic champs Michael Jimenez and Quinn Hudson. The Sunday Sports Grill, 11 to 1 every Sunday.
Diamonds Direct has enough diamonds right now to supply up to 30 ordinary jewelry stores, from a half carat to 10 carats. Rare, precious diamonds in all shapes, straight from the world's best diamond cutters. At Diamonds Direct, diamonds are our business, our specialty, our focus. That's why we can guarantee the best diamond selection and the best diamond prices every day, every week, every year. Diamonds Direct. Get store hours, directions, and more at diamondsdirect.com.
This is Rob Thompson. I'm with my brother, Jason, my lawyer. He's with the Thompson Law Firm. Now, Jason, I got a question for you. I see lawyer advertisements, billboards, TV. How do I choose a lawyer?
I see the exact same advertisements, and it would be tough, I think, if you don't have a relationship with an attorney deciding who to pick. I think the things that you need to think about are whether or not the law firm and the lawyer I hire will be my lawyer. And what I mean by that is not a face on a billboard, but never actually seeing that lawyer. I'm talking about hiring the lawyer that I want to represent me. And so when you come in, I am the one that meets you, and I will take you through every step of the process. I will handle the insurance companies. I will help you with your recovery. I will take you through that entire process, and knowing full well that that is my client, not just for today, but for the rest of their life.
Be smart. Protect yourself and your family. Call Jason Thompson, a lawyer for us. 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyer4us.com.
No one outfits golfers better than Edwin Watts Golf Shops. We've been fitting golfers since 1968. Utilizing cutting-edge fitting technology, we'll analyze your swing and our Foresight launch monitors and fit you with the perfect club, pair of shoes, the latest golf apparel, golf balls, bags, and more. So come by today for your complete custom fitting. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game, and now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven.
Progressive wants your pets to be their best selves, so we cover them in our auto policy. And we created this self-empowerment series just for them.
You are perched by the windowsill, working on a truly epic hairball. A lowly bird passes by and instinctively surrenders. You are feared by birds.
Get coverage for your pets with an auto policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
It's the Blitz. Welcome on to ESPN San Antonio. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. We normally do this on Tuesday, but the Rangers took us away from it, but we got to get you informed. Let's do our ESPN San Antonio injury update. It's always powered to you by the Sports Institute over at TSA OG Orthopedics. We'd like to welcome aboard Dr. Eloy Ochoa. Dr. Ochoa, glad to have you. Welcome aboard. How's your day?
Great. How are you guys doing?
Doing fantastic, Doc. Appreciate you taking the time. We're certainly doing a lot better than, say, Billy Joe Saunders, who's recovering from a devastating face injury at the hands of Canelo Alvarez the other night. A broken eye socket and a broken cheekbone. It was the cheekbone broken 3 places. Had surgery to repair that. He's 31. Now, his manager said he might be a career-ending injury. He says he's going to come back, but my God, how do you come back from from that?
Well, he's lucky. Those fractures, believe it or not, don't always need to be operated on, but oftentimes it's a matter of trying to get the outer bone. It's the cheekbone that's called the zygomatic. That it's got an arch to it, and if it's really displaced, it kind of alters the space around the eyeball, and of course, that's a pretty important area, obviously.
Kind of need that.
Yeah, kind of need that eyeball, and so they try to get those dimensions back to normal by matching those broken bones on the outside of the cheekbone, and then the other thing is it connects to the sinuses, and so you have to be careful with that because it can lead to an infection down the road. But everything heals normally, and it came together like they normally do.
Well, Doc, I got a question.
Go back.
When I see the orbital bone, the X-ray of that area, and I see how it was broken, and there were pieces of bone kind of floating free. What do? Do you go in there and just kind of glue them back together? I know in other parts of the body you're using basically carpentry tools, screws and nuts. What are you doing there? Little tacks?
You use the same tools that we use for big bone orthopedic fractures, which are plates and screws. You use in that area, but they're just much smaller plates and screws. So instead of the big screwdriver they use those smaller screwdrivers we use for like an eye, for the eyeglasses, things like that. So it's the same stuff.
Just open a different toolbox.
Well, and again, if he wasn't 31, maybe, but there's no way to rehab your face, right? It's just letting the bone heal and then hoping that the restructure is sturdy enough to withstand a punch. Is that kind of the game plan going in? Is like he'll know if he's okay the first time he gets hit in the face?
Yeah, essentially he's going to have the healed bone, and once the bone heals, it's got the same chance of breaking as the other side does. So it's the same risk, really.
He is Dr. Elo Ochoa. This is the ESPN San Antonio Injury Update brought to you by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics. Well, the Spurs are up in New Jersey, getting ready to take on the Brooklyn Nets. I shouldn't say New Jersey. I guess they probably stayed in Brooklyn, if I recall. James Harden's going to play tonight. He hadn't played since April the 5th, a long rehab. He is back. When you're coming back from a long-term injury, do you put players on minute restriction if you're not sure? Or when you have players start, do you just tell them, look, if you can play as much as possible in a situation like Harden?
I think it's pretty rare that you do not restrict people coming back from injuries. The longer the injury rehab time frame, the more necessity for the restrictions, just because you can, rehab and train all you want off of the court, but when you play, game time situation, it's much different. And so you just have to be really careful.
Well, and then you think about restrictions like with the Lakers. Anthony Davis last night pulled up a little lame with a groin injury. LeBron has been threatening to come back for a while. Now both are going to miss games. If you're the Lakers and their coaching staff, you want to get them a little bit of run before the play-in tournament, or is it more importantly just keep these guys out until they can get as healthy as they can be before games really, really matter again?
Yeah, I think that, if you're talking about people who are, just fresh out of college or high school and they've got not, less experience, you may want to try to get them a little bit of game time to get them up to speed. But those two guys have plenty of experience. They don't need the game time experience before the playoffs. They're probably going to want to save them for when it really matters.
LeBron James, Dr. Ochoa, had pinned tonight to come back and play against the Rockets, though late word he will not play tonight. He tweeted out just that. When you're dealing with a high ankle sprain and the amount of time that he is, he got hurt, he came back, didn't last 5 minutes, went back out. At what point do you talk to LeBron James, say, man, it's just not going to be ready. You're not going to be able to play. And what would be the percentage that you would say you can play as far as your health? Is there a part of the ankle that, we're a month out that won't get hurt any worse? It's just going to be sore until you're done? Or does he risk, if he comes back and plays here in the next week, further injury?
It all depends on the extent of the ligament that we're trying to kind of get to heal. So this one is a ligament between the big bone called the tibia and the small one called the fibula. And it can be torn to various extents. You can see that on an MRI sometimes. And so, if it's a mild sprain and there's not a lot of swelling or edema in it, you may be a little bit more aggressive with it. Obviously, when it's a really bad tear, worst case scenario, you can actually even do surgery for it. And that's the injury that Tua had. And they put in an implant that kind of kept those two bones together while he was weight bearing. So normally when you have a really bad tear there, you try to keep the athlete from weight bearing for about 6 to 8 weeks to allow that tendon to heal or the ligament to heal properly. But with this surgery, the implant allows you to start weight bearing a little earlier. And in his case, he was playing football on the field about 3 weeks after the injury, which is, before that was unprecedented.
What's it called? The tightrope surgery?
The tightrope surgery. Yep.
Can't we come up with a better name?
No.
The chances of failure on the tightrope are catastrophic. It's either perfect or not. Not a whole lot of difference there. I'd like the.
I'll tell you what, you may not like that name, but that company has done pretty well. So I don't know that I can argue, but I can argue against that name for them at least.
Yeah. Okay. We've got you scheduled for the cliffhanger surgery, and we think everything's going to go well, but if it doesn't, well, it is a cliffhanger. He is Dr. Eloy Ochoa of the Sports Institute of TSA OG Orthopedics. This has been the ESPN San Antonio Injury Update. Hey, if you've had a snap, crackle, or pop, you know where to go. That is the Sports Institute over at TSA OG Orthopedics. Coming back, we got lots of Spurs talk. Looking at the NFL schedule. Hang around. You're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Jason Minix here for BSG, the company that brings you the best in home security and smart home technology. The security system in my home is from BSG. The video cameras, video doorbell, the other features, fantastic and easy to use. And the camera systems that BSG offers so good. Not only do you get a great picture, but it can tell if it's a person, animal, or car. In other words, you won't get a bunch of notifications if car goes down the street, but you can find out which one of your neighbor's dogs is leaving that gift in your yard. And don't be fooled by those price club systems you have to install yourself. You'll be shocked at how reasonable new smart cameras from BSG can be. Call BSG at 210-877-1222 or go to their website, bsgtexas.com. Get a free in-home estimate. BSG is San Antonio's home technology company, a great local company built on trust, quality, and safety, the best in the industry. Call 210-877-1222 or the website, bsgtexas.com.
Howdy, San Antonio. Chip Ingram from the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, inviting you to come out and enjoy patio season. We have newly remodeled patios, garage doors, and everything else you need to enjoy this great South Texas weather. As always, ice cold beer and specialty drinks. Happy hours daily from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And our kitchen is open from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. See you soon at the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road.
Nobody plans on getting arrested, but it happens. Get out of jail fast by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. Call AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans and are open 24/7. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. Hello, I'm a unicorn. Yes, one of those. Everyone's trying to find me, but most can't, unless they're ZipRecruiter. If you've hired before, you understand it's quite hard to find a unicorn. You know, someone who's perfect for your role. So how does ZipRecruiter do it so quickly? ZipRecruiter's technology matches your job up with the right people for your role and invites them to apply, so you get brilliant candidates fast.
Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/hire. That's ZipRecruiter.com/hire.
It's time for some straight talk. Sure, saving money feels good, but cutting your wireless bill in half, that feels really good. Like walk-off home run in the 9th inning kind of good. Okay, maybe not that good, but pretty darn good. With Straight Talk, you can get 25 gigs of high-speed data for $45 a month, up to 50% less than the other guys. Plus, no contract. All on America's best networks. Why pay a whole lot when you could pay half? Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, with 24/7 support and experienced staff at over 250 local branches. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
ESPN San Antonio, all day, every day. 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM, KZDC San Antonio. Jason Minutes, Rob Thompson, The Blitz.
It is the Blitz. You're on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. On the go at ESPNSA.com. Don't mind, we'll get you all the way home. Don't bother about those brake lights. And drive steady if you got a plastic bag full of gasoline in your trunk. Drive easy. Don't slam on the brakes. That stuff doesn't stand very long. Those
Just don't use your HEB bags to fill up gas. I mean, or I saw another one where, those plastic containers that, you store stuff in. Don't fill that up with gas either.
People are filling up Tupperware?
Well, the big containers like you'd put in your garage or to, put all your Christmas stuff in. Not just Tupperware, but sure, why not?
Oh, the big, like, storage bins?
Yes, big storage bins full of gas. I don't understand what's going on with this non-gas shortage.
I'm just astounded. We've gone through shortages before. I've never seen
went through one during the freeze.
Was there something on the socials that showed how to use plastic grocery bags and garbage bags I've never seen that before, and suddenly I've seen 3 or 4 different places, different cities around the country where people are filling up shopping bags with gasoline.
I've called the Capri Sun method.
I think somebody saw one person do it and thought, well, that's a good idea. And then they don't think it through, and then they fill that up. And it just, it isn't smart, obviously. And certain things take care of themselves, and you get a feeling that one would, in some way or another, end up taking care of itself. But no, there's no reason to go hoard gas and fill up your, after you finish your drink out of that big cup that's riding around in your car. You don't need to fill that up with gas. I mean, we're not running out of gas, right? We're not in Texas.
Well, I'd go line up right now. If I was y'all, I'd go line up.
And if you do, stop by the house, grab my cart, and fill it up too on the way, would you?
I've got some grocery bags. I got a couple of some Tupperware things.
You got a shoebox?
Shoebox. Yeah. Next, we'll just see guys with just cupping their hands. Like, here, I'll just take some here, and I'll put it in my pocket, and I'll have the gas on you. I'd like to commend San Antonio for not panicking.
Down their pocket.
I'd like to commend us because we're panickers. If at the drop of a hat, San Antonio, we will panic. We will
toilet paper. Go on.
We will panic. We'll be the first one there. I don't care if it's Selena bags. If we think they're running out, we're gonna riot. So I'd like to commend San Antonio for using their better angels and going, it's not a problem here.
I was at Sam's the other day, and the people lined up yesterday, to get gas at Sam's, which isn't uncommon because I guess they sell it for a couple cents cheaper. But it was crazy, the lines for gas, and I didn't realize there was a shortage at the time. Although when I walked in, they have more Lysol than I've seen in the last year. They put it up at the front because they have so much Lysol now, they can't give it away. You know why? Because we all have 12 bottles in our pantry. You don't need to buy anymore because during the height of you can't find it, and I'm guilty of this too. If I saw it, I bought it, whether I needed it or not, because I saw it. You feel like it was the lottery ticket. You walk into Sam's now, and there's like a wall of Lysol.
Go get it now. You can put it in there with your toilet paper and your bags of gas. You could have your emergency closet.
Just don't light a cigarette in there.
Filling plastic bags full of gasoline.
They're stupid. There's some stupid people
literally
out there.
just you don't stop them. You go, yeah, go ahead and do that.
So is everybody on a generator now after the freeze, or?
I did some shopping.
You did some shopping?
I did. No, I was looking at one of those like whole house kind of things. It was made by a company called Generac. We did some. We're playing with it. It still might actually occur.
It ain't gonna happen.
I know, actually, it
totally
might actually
happen.
It might, but I'm not.
I mean, he had lightning hit his house the other day.
Yeah, I lost my intratubes the other night. Lightning hit my house. I didn't even know. Even know.
Well, that's good, I guess.
Well, I mean, where I live, normally you know these things.
Lightning hit your house and it didn't catch fire and burn to the ground. I'd say that's a good thing.
My gas bags were in an insulated closet.
Boom. Yes.
That's where I keep them.
There's a reason they invented Barstool, and while it's so successful, you don't want to end up on Barstool.
We didn't get a chance to get into it, but the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has announced their entries, and we've got Jay-Z, and I've been giving LL Cool J a lot of credit. He's not actually in the Hall of Fame.
No,
I thought he was.
No, he's getting an award, a musical excellence award.
So Jay-Z's in, Foo Fighters are in, Carole King's in, the Go-Go's are in, Todd Rundgren's in, Tina Turner's in.
Yes, those are your Hall of Famers.
LL Cool J is not, though.
LL Cool J is not. He is just getting some kind of musical award.
What about Special Agent?
I watched a documentary just the other day on the Go-Go's. I just put that out there. I didn't know that they weren't in the Hall of Fame, and I watched the documentary. I believe it was on HBO Max or something like that. I don't know why we landed. The Go-Go's.
Did you end up ordering like the encyclopedia and 12-pack CD set at the very end for 3 easy payments at $39.95? I mean, it feels like they'd be part of the Time Life. You think it's a documentary and you realize it's an infomercial for some of these older bands.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, is that when you caught?
Okay, let's talk about this. Have you ever landed on one of those retrospectives of a music of another time and just sat there and listened to the little snippets?
Yes, I'm guilty.
Or watched it roll through and then just go ahead and download it for free onto your phone. I mean, like, oh, that's a good one.
That's a good song. I like it.
I haven't heard it recently, so I'm going to go ahead and download. That's what I basically use that for. It's actually hurting their business to run it. I'm actually not going to buy what you got, but I'm going to take everything that you got and put it in my phone. I don't think that they're really advertising to me, though, when they do.
But if you're willing to, buy that,
who they're advertising to.
Yeah. I watched a T-Mobile commercial the other day.
At 4 a.m. watching an infomercial. No. You're exactly the person.
Well, T-Mobile has a phone plan for guys of my age and older. That sucks. I've reached the category of, you're not going to use your phone much. So I won't give you all this other kind of stuff, but
they do?
Yeah, it's for 55 and older. And it had and I was like,
it's a senior plan.
Yeah, it's the senior plan. I get that. And free dining at a majority of establishments at 4:30 to 5:30. You get both of those.
And there's what it does though is it doesn't have the unlimited Wi-Fi or whatever.
No,
because they expect you not to be on your phone.
No, what it has is the speed dial to the hospital.
Extremely large font.
Big font. Exactly it. Explanations for the slogans and the jargon that you get on your
convenient flip phone.
It is a handy flip phone. Hey, coming back, we're gonna look at the NFL schedule. The Cowboys know who they're playing. What are we about 30 minutes away? That's going to come out about 6:45.
Well, the shows all start at 7, but yeah, we're going to get press releases from the teams, or the teams will drop them on their socials. They say around 6:45.
We are going to talk that, and also, you know what? Let's cook. Iman joined us from Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, Jason. We do a weekly where we show you the very best things you can do to lose weight and add flavor, and it involves Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds in ways you would never have expected. This is one of our favorite segments. Find a device, watch it live. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds cooks with the Blitz next. You're on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Jason Minix here for Alamo Water Softeners. In San Antonio, we have some of the hardest water in the country. And while we can't control the quality of the water supply that comes to your home, you can control the quality that comes through it. Don't wait until you think something is wrong with your water to call Alamo Water Softeners. Some chemicals and contaminants are undetectable. Have Alamo Water Softeners come out to your house and give you a free water analysis and a free estimate. And while supplies last in the month of May, you can get a free reverse osmosis drinking system with the purchase of select new Alamo Water Softeners. I've had a water softener from Alamo Water Softeners in my home for about a decade. Wouldn't live without one. Great local company. that is family run, easy to work with. Townsend's are just great people, and they've got a great product. In fact, on the Nextdoor app, they were voted a 2020 neighborhood favorite. Discover the Alamo Water Softeners difference. Go to alamowatersofteners.com. That's alamowatersofteners.com.
Game Nights The Blitz focuses on your silver and black in depth for 30 minutes. Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom.
This is Matt Bonner.
Spend your game nights with us. 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM.
You know, a great meal starts with great meat. You're going to fire up the grill. You need to get into Tri-County Meat Market. Locally owned and full service, they have carefully selected certified prime Angus beef cuts, Wagyu, and upper choice. They have everything you need to up your grilling game: beef, chicken, pork, those seasoned fajitas, poppers. They got everything in there, Rob, including that pick 5 for 25.
You know, I had an old coach used to say, luck is the matching of preparation versus opportunity. Well, your opportunity is this week. You don't need to be lucky. $8.99 a pound for everything I'm about to tell you. If you are a brisket type, Wagyu brisket, $8.99 a pound. If you're one of those big old dino rib types, 3-bone ribs, $8.99 a pound. 4-bone cross-cut ribs, $8.99 a pound. It is time to head toward perfection. It's time to put the very best on your grill, and it's coming to you from Tri-County Meat Market. All those are just $8.99 a pound. And if you're a first responder, you're going to get 10% off that for military first responders, police, firemen, EMTs. Tri-County Meat Market, 2 great locations, Ralph Fair Road, over on Huebner, or online at tricountymeat.com.
Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar, your home to 7 days a week happy hour. Come eat, drink, and socialize safely at all 4 Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar locations. And now you can join us bright and early at the newest location, Slackers Medical Center. Now opens at 7 a.m. to serve our valued medical community. Nurses, doctors, frontline workers, and staff, we thank you. Slackers Medical Center at Fredericksburg and Medical Drive. Visit slackersbarssa.com for more info. Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar, now with 4 area locations to quench your thirst.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm gonna let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. You pay just $30 for a month's supply. And right now, get your first online doctor's visit totally free. 4hims.com/radio. That's right. Free, 0 copay, no expensive appointments, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe your ED medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
There you go.
Coming from the bushes, you're on the Blitz. You're on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. If you're on the go, go to ESPNSA.com, but slow down and watch this live. Find your device. This is one of our favorite things we do every week. We're cooking with Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. We'd like to welcome on the show Herman Reyes with a brand new recipe that involves the finest pork rinds in the land. That's Southern Recipe small batch. Herman, welcome aboard, man. We're glad to have you.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. It's a pleasure to jump on with you.
Well, we've been doing these segments for, all throughout the pandemic and coming up with a lot of interesting things to prepare using pork rinds. A lot of times crush them up, use them, kind of instead of breading. And what I'm reading here, a keto salmon cake. We've done crab cakes. I'm guessing very similar to the crab cake, but we're using salmon. We're going very upscale with this one.
Absolutely. This one's taking it up a notch.
Well, let's do it. Let's cook us something. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. What we use is a way to become keto friendly and add flavor to some of the recipes you might have had before, but not really kicked it up the way that Southern Recipe can. Crab cakes or salmon cakes on the menu today. And it looks pretty basic as far as the ingredients you need, Armand, to get this together. And it looks like you can make it pretty quick.
Oh, absolutely. That's one thing I love about our recipes, including using our Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. They're all easy. It's easy to do when you're gathering with family and friends. All done in 30 minutes or less. Absolutely.
So let's put this thing together.
Yeah, take us through everything we need for this.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're going to need some pink salmon, basically some canned pink salmon. You're going to need some egg, some great seasoning of your choice. And then you take our Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds, the flavor of your choice as well. You crush them up, you mix them all up together, and you fry them with your oil of choice. And you're able to get several servings out to the group that it's with. And all you need is just some really good time with your family. And now you have a great low carb snack that you can have with everyone around you.
Pink salmon on the menu. It's easy to find that at the grocery store. You flavor to taste the Worcestershire sauce. I said that very well, didn't I? Worcestershire sauce. A teaspoon of that. You let me say it with the garlic powder that goes along with it. I'm not accustomed to using the Worcestershire sauce with salmon. It's going to add a rather unique flavor. And if you were to choose a pork rind, which would be best in this mix for you?
I would definitely use our pineapple ancho chili. I think it gives you the perfect blend of sweet and spice at the same time. When you crunch into a pineapple ancho chili, you get that sweetness at the beginning with that pineapple, and then you get that ancho chili at the end that really would help this salmon cake give it kick it up a notch. You're kicking it up a notch with the salmon. Now with this pork rind, it's kicking it up another notch yet still.
Well, and even though you're grinding them up and using as breading, you're still going to get that crunch on the outside. So you get that flavor mixing well. And I'm kind of with Rob. The Worcester sauce kind of threw me off a little bit when I saw that going, all right, this is interesting. But what we've known in working with Mark Singleton and Tim Byers throughout the summer is while you might look at it and go, I'm not sure about this, it works. They Tim has figured out how to make this work.
For a recipe.
Oh, he's won all the awards for a reason. I mean, he's world-class chef. He's got some awesome recipes. We've worked with him a long time. And, it works. That Worcestershire sauce would give it a good smoky flavor that I think would add a little spunk to what it is, right? A little boldness to these salmon cakes that it would need.
Make sure you're following on Southern Recipe on Facebook and on Instagram, Southern Recipe Small Batch, on Twitter at SR_small batch. For all those great recipes, go to porkrinds.com. He is Herman Reyes with Southern Recipe Small Batch pork rinds. You can pick those up out at HEB. This is a great thing to put together over the weekend. We got great basketball closing things out. It's light, it's refreshing, and it is healthy. You're knocking out all the carbs with the flavor that the Southern Recipe brings. Herman, thanks for stopping by, man. This is one more of those recipes you're going to throw out with your friends and family, and they're going to wonder where you got them and how you found the flavor. And you'll just tell them, head over to HEB and grab those Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds, throw it in there. Keto friendly and wonderful to taste. Herman, thanks for stopping by, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, guys.
Make sure you go to porkrinds.com. Make sure your cupboard is full of those pork rinds. I'll tell you, there's no better snack. And if you're keto friendly, you absolutely are going to thank us later. Coming back, Michael C. Wright will join us. Tim Duncan goes into the Hall of Fame. The illustrious career is going to get that cherry on top that the GOAT deserves. We're going to go down memory lane, with Michael C. Wright. He a senior writer there with NBA.com. He's been around the world and around several leagues. He's always great to catch up with. Michael C. Wright next joins us for Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by Mellow Mushroom. We're playing the Nets tonight, and James Harden will make his reappearance. It's going to be fun. We'll talk about it next. You're on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, you need your logo on gear, you know you need to get into Sammy's Embroidery Club down on San Pedro. If you need uniforms done, Sam has over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Restaurant, medical, service industry, construction, camo gear, safety gear. Sammy has it all. As your offices are reopening, maybe you need that professional look around the office and need some golf shirts or dress shirts with your company logo on it. Get into Sammy's Embroidery Club. He'll get your logo on masks, on shirts, on jackets, caps, bags, whatever you need. And it's not just embroidery. Silk screen shirts for any occasion as well. Maybe you're planning that family reunion you didn't get to have last summer. You're doing it this summer. You need shirts made. Sammy's Embroidery Club is the place to go. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands and is the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too small, certainly no order too big. Go by and see Sammy over at that massive showroom on San Pedro, a mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's. Visit the website, samsembroidery.com. All items do come with a warranty, and you work with Sammy on your project. He's the owner, and he's by his phone right now. Call him 210-824-3900, 824-3900 for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Hoops and Hype, the post-up with Brendan Medina and Jack Thompson, a basketball anthology. The culture from the court to kicks for the discerning fan. The post-up. Fridays at 7 after the Blitz. 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM.
Jason Minix here for BSG, the company that brings you the best in home security and smart home technology. The security system in my home is from BSG. The video cameras, video doorbell, and other features are fantastic. You can get the BSG smart home security system, including a free video doorbell for as low as $39.95. And their video doorbell is incredible. It comes with video analytics, which means you can control how you get notified from your doorbell. Unlike other video doorbells, BSG has the most advanced video doorbell on the market that can tell the difference between a human, vehicle, and an animal. Also, its touchless feature keeps everyone clean and safe. The picture quality and reliability of their smart video doorbell is absolutely amazing. BSG is San Antonio's home technology company, a great local company built on trust, quality, and safety. They are the best in the industry. Call 210-877-1222 or online at bsgtexas.com.
O'Reilly. Ready for an oil change? Our professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts recommend all the best products to get the job done right. Like 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil on sale now just $28.95. And we'll make sure you have all the supplies you need, including a filter, funnel, shop towels, drain pan, and more. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If your dream vacation does not include your spouse, it might be time for a permanent getaway. Call the Divorce Dude with Polling Law PLLC. The Divorce Dude will help you get a fast, affordable, agreed divorce. But if you want to fight, the Divorce Dude will fight for you. DivorceDude.com gives you easy legal options and sticks with you every step of the way. Call George, the Divorce Dude, 210-201-0303. That's 210-201-0303 or DivorceDude.com.
If you're a bacon lover, I've got great news for you. This is Michael Kilbasa with Kilbasa Smoked Meats. Our authentic dry-cured bacon is now available at grocery stores near you. We make it the old-fashioned way with the finest pork bellies and our legendary spice blend. We don't pump it full of water or chemicals like other brands. All you get is thick, savory slices of delicious bacon. I hope you'll give it a try, and if it's not the best bacon you've ever eaten, I'll give you your money back. Kilbasa Smoked Meats, slow-crafted in Texas since 1949.
Did you know that over 90% of male enhancement pills are virtually the same thing that's repackaged, redone over and over again? Why settle for the same old product when you can get something completely different? Something that takes male enhancement into the 21st century. Something that really works. Men, you need to try Noxitril, the explosive, all-natural male enhancement formula that will unlock your performance in the bedroom to a level you can only dream of. Try to imagine Viagra on steroids. Noxitril is so powerful, that's why it took years for it to finally become available to the public without a prescription. So call now and take advantage of our special Noxitril free bottle offer today. Oh yeah, we recommend that you use the Noxitril dose as directed. Think of your partner. We certainly don't want you to overperform in the bedroom.
Find out how to get a free bottle of Noxatril while supplies last. 800-578-8841. 800-578-8841. Free bottles for a limited time. So call now. 800-578-8841. 800-578-8841.
Game Night San Antonio. Brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom.
This is Manu Ginobili.
This is Matt Bonner, a.k.a. the Red Rocket, a.k.a. the Red Mamba, a.k.a. the Sandwich Hunter.
Hi, this is DeJounte Murray. It's Game Night San Antonio.
Game Night San Antonio. Brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom.
It's Game Night San Antonio. It's always brought to you by Mellow Mushroom. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. The Spurs have the Brooklyn Nets on the docket. They will be playing against James Harden tonight. We'll get to that in a bit, but let's get to the truly important stuff. Tim Duncan going into the Hall of Fame this weekend, and Michael C. Wright, longtime Spurs guy and writes for NBA.com and a variety of other places, beats all over the sporting world, joins us here on ESPN San Antonio. First of all, Mike, man, welcome aboard. It's good to talk to you. It's been a while.
Yeah, been quite a minute. How you guys doing?
Well, we're doing well. And by the way, happy birthday.
Yeah.
The fact that you're doing this on your birthday speaks even more volumes, man. So thanks for doing this, especially on your birthday. Before we talk about Tim, bro.
Crazy. Like, I got to tell you, like, I got out of the shower earlier today, got dressed, and I walked out to my room, and I'll be damned, my daughter is standing in my kitchen, and my daughter actually is at Michigan State working on her PhD. She's like teaching at Michigan State, and that was a surprise. Like I did not expect that. I was like, "Whoa, this is a great birthday!" So pretty awesome so far.
It is a great birthday, and even more reason why we appreciate you jumping on. So, but I got to ask before we talk about Tim and your incredible article, what you got on that smoker tonight, man?
Nothing, because my folks decided to come down too, so I did a pork butt that I smoked for, 16, 17 hours. And so I made that for them, and then they got here last night, and it was ready a couple hours after they got here. And so we had that, and other than that, there's no cooking being done by me. It's my birthday, man. I'm not doing nothing today. I'm just hanging out.
Well deserved. Take the time. Let's talk about some of the effort that you did when you worked. Great article at NBA.com. A walk down memory lane as we talked Tim Duncan and his greatness. And again, it was you captured his spirit with a couple of stories that I really want to talk about. First and foremost, him working with Lonnie Walker when Lonnie was a rookie coming in, having dealt with injuries that had kept him off the court, and Tim, being the good retired GOAT that he is, was working Lonnie out, and the occasion kind of brought out what Tim is and what was required to be the GOAT that he became.
Right. It was just sort of, I guess, another illustration of what Tim is, because, like, first off, let me give a shout out to my editor, or not the editor, the boss at NBA.com. His name is Steve Quintana, and he used to be the sports editor at the Express News here in San Antonio.
Steve Quintana?
Yeah,
he's running that thing up there.
Yeah. So his challenge was, okay, Tim Duncan is going into the Hall of Fame, but Mike, I need you to give me something that nobody has read. Like, can you do that? Can you give us something that nobody's seen? And I was just like, well, shoot, we know everything there is to know about Tim Duncan at this point. Like, I don't know what to do. And then it was just one of those things, you call a couple people, you meet up with a couple people, and they say, hey, you have to talk to this guy, or you need to talk to this guy. And it was just like one call, one phone call leading to the next and the next and the next. And then, like, there's this whole trail. And, like, I sort of feel bad that, in a way, because you're limited as far as, how many words you can write. And, there was stuff that I left on the cutting room floor that I would have liked to have gotten in the article, but, like, you just kind of have to pick out, like, okay, these are the 3, 4, 5 things that should carry the story. But there's so much more about Tim. But that's what it was. Like, I was like, we know the stats. We know about the 5 championships. We know about the MVPs. We know all that stuff. Okay, well, let's do something about, like, who Tim is as a man. And that's sort of what I was trying to get to. And the great thing about it is when you talk to people and you tell them like, hey, you know, we already know all that other stuff. I want to know about Tim the man. And it's funny is when you tell people that, they're like, oh, I'm happy to tell you about that guy because we feel like there's not enough publicity around Tim Duncan the man. So that's what I was trying to get to. And I was really stressed out about the whole thing, just hoping like, man, I hope I can capture who he is and do it the right way and give justice to what has been a great NBA career.
Well, you certainly did give it justice in this article, because I know putting together a piece like that on something that you feel like you know everything about is difficult to do. And there's a lot of Duncan articles out there that, quite frankly, don't give it the right justice. But I think you do capture the moment, because part of the reason why we don't know a lot of these things about Tim the man is because Tim the man doesn't want us to know. He doesn't do a lot of things for publicity. I've heard the Lonnie Walker workout story where it was to the point where Lonnie Walker threw up. I did not know that Tim cleaned up Lonnie's throw up and made him go back to work. I can't imagine Tim Duncan cleaning up somebody else's throw up. Hell, if he threw up in front of me, I'm going to throw up with him. Nobody should throw up alone, but I ain't cleaning up somebody else's puke.
But that's him, man. That's the guy he is. And that was, you know, I mean, like that was probably example number 2,000 out of, you know, however many there are. But that was Tim. That was the things. Those were the things he did. And like when you are a rookie, a second, third year guy, whatever, and you see the franchise behaving the way that he did, and this is not like an act. This is not a rehearsed type of thing. This is this is just what he did. It's just how he conducted himself day to day. And when you are a younger guy and you are witnessing that day to day, then you're like, well, I'm not doing enough. I need to get on his level. And it's just great as far as building, building the current culture of the San Antonio Spurs. Like, you know, a lot of the culture was already here before Tim, but he changed it. He changed it into more of like just what his personality was. And like, it sort of resonated with so many people out here. You know, I was having a conversation with R.C. Buford. We were hanging out at a restaurant one day, and I was like, R.C., like, don't you think it's kind of crazy that like there's like literally an entire generation of Spurs fans that are just now finding out what it's like to be mortal? They're just now finding out. And then like R.C. was sitting there and he's like, he kind of did the math in his head. He's like, man, if you go back though, we're talking about from 87 to 2017. So we're talking about two generations of Spurs fans.
Well,
I was like, it's nuts. It blows my mind.
There's 13 years it was moderate success, but an equal amount of pain up until 1999. I mean, so I'm going to begin my era at 99 because the fast break and Fiesta years, while finally remembered, are not ones I want to repeat.
Well, and I mean, to think about this, Michael, my daughter is 22. She was born in 1998. Last year was the first year of her life the Spurs weren't in the playoffs.
Right, like they don't, and so it's funny, but it also sort of like pulls the cover back on like the significance of what Tim Duncan did here in San Antonio. And like I said, like that was the biggest thing I worried about, you know, going into trying to tell this story is that, man, I got to make sure I give this guy justice for what he did. Not just for the franchise, but for a whole city, for the game of for the NBA, for the whole game of basketball.
All of that.
It's amazing.
The title of the article is "Humble, Hardworking Tim Duncan Followed an Unorthodox Path to the Hall of Fame." He's going in this week in the article by Michael C. Wright, who's here with us looking at it. A couple things that we want to pull out, and I do think we need to give credit where it's due. The most important weather event in the history of San Antonio didn't occur here. It happened in the Caribbean. It was called Hurricane Hugo, and it changed the fortunes of the man, but it also changed the fortunes of this city when he chose basketball over Olympic swimming. I know that Pop has always been very honest. There is no greatness. There are no titles without Tim. Would there be a Tim Duncan Hall of Famer, you know, with all the accolades without Pop?
That's a good question. But and part of me would say no. And I say that because they connected on a level that's sort of unfathomable. like to people nowadays. Like when you look at like, you know, star players and coaches, like, you know, before they drafted him, and, you know, I'm sure you guys all know the story that Pop wanted to draft Scott Pollard, and they talked him out of it. And so, you know, he's like, hey, well, I need to go to St. Croix and visit this guy, spend some time with him. And that's what he did. He spent a few days with Tim. And like, I think that the relationship itself, the relationship isn't what it became if Pop doesn't go down there and show Tim a level of vulnerability. Like Pop sort of was able to sit down with Tim and explain to Tim who he is. And Pop does not open up that way to us or anybody else. So he sort of opened up to Tim in a certain kind of way that resonated with Tim, and Tim was able to open up with him. And then now you've already established a great relationship before you could even step foot in San Antonio. And I think that was huge for everything. And I'm not sure that Tim is the same Tim without Pop. I think, I think there's a symbiotic relationship there, for sure.
It would have been great if he had gone to Boston, but I don't know that he would have done in Boston what he was able to do here with Manu and Tony, and obviously Pop, as we visit with Michael C. Wright from NBA.com, an incredible article on Tim Duncan. And it's interesting because you talk about the relationship between Pop and Tim, and they're very similar, or probably have kind of, you know, through osmosis developed some of the same kind of things that they like and don't like interviews with the media. You put together this incredible piece without getting a one-on-one with Pop or with Tim Duncan, but you talk about this documentary that I'm very interested now that Tim's brother is working on, where Duncan's already done about 40 hours worth of interviews. That might be collectively his NBA total of 40 hours worth of interview.
For sure. And like I was shocked when I was talking to Scott about it, because like I don't know, you know what, I think right now Scott is in Fiji, and you know Scott is like one of the executive producers on Survivor, the show Survivor. So they've been filming Survivor up there. That's why I wasn't able to get an extensive interview with him. Like I was just sort of catching him in spots and stuff, and he was telling me about the whole documentary, and he was like, you know, I don't know when it's going to come out. I don't know if it'll ever come out, but they're going to take their time on it. And like the plan is to show the significance of Tim's upbringing in the Virgin Islands. And Scott was telling me like, hey, there's not going to be a bunch of people we're interviewing to put on this documentary. This is going to be about the island and the influence that played on, you know, Tim's career. And, you know, Scott is working on it with Tim's childhood buddy, Rashidi Clinton, who, you know, I talked to him too. And, you know, I think it's going to be amazing because they're like out there in the Virgin Islands, it's a different way of life. I mean, it's the United States territory for sure, but it's not the same. You know, the values and everything out there are not the same as they are here. And, you know, those things they played a significant role in Tim becoming the man that he became. Like, you know, he's true to the islands, man. Like, you know, he spends a lot of time out there that we don't know about. He does a lot for those people out there that we don't know about. And it's been a significant part in building him into what he became. And he stays true to it, and he pays homage to it. And so I'm excited to see how it is when it comes out. And it's funny because like they invite me to come to the Virgin Islands all the time. I'm like, dude, like that's not like a trip to Austin for me. You know, I can't just, you know, but I'm interested to see what it's like. And, you know, when I was talking to Tim's buddy, Mark Lucas, when he was telling me about like when he went to St. Croix and everything, you know, he said he was so blown away by the person Tim was in just his freshman year at Wake Forest. So he's like, I gotta go down here and see, you know, what made the man. And, you know, well, so like to me, like when you meet somebody that makes you want to do something like that, you know, you're dealing with somebody like really special.
You brought up a point guard or a guard that was on his Wake Forest team that ended up being a professional actor. and did and was in some 30 movies, still very busy. You brought up Tim's older brother, who is an Emmy award-winning cinematographer. He's successful at what he's doing, putting together a documentary that, like you said, we may or may not ever see, but at least it'll be somewhere in the archives. And you talked a little bit about what Tim's upbringing, and I find it very curious. The society, the culture that he grew up in. He comes to San Antonio and becomes this superstar, and you juxtapose how he had conducted himself against the current modern athlete. And I found it very interesting that he never was put in a situation, or refused to be put into a situation, to deal with the team's players, the actual guys on the team, some of which were friends that had to come and go as they went. And he never really took a role in those players that he wanted to play around him. He left that to RC and Pop and the guys that were running the team. That's rare, if not, absolutely unheard of now in this day and age.
See Aaron Rodgers.
Well, no, but he had a say. He had a say in what went on. Like they could come to Tim and talk to him about different players and, like what they wanted to do. And, RC was telling me, he was like, hey, man, it's like the kiss of death to get close to Tim Duncan, because we traded every player that Tim ever became close to. and I said, well, I said, are you telling me that Tim didn't give Pop and you crap about trading his friends? He's like, it got to the point where we just kind of came to this agreement that when it came to his friends, that we wouldn't involve Tim. And Tim was fine with that, because Tim, all he ever wanted to do was whatever was best for the team. And so, yeah, that was pretty cool stuff to talk about. And again, there's things that, I had to leave out of the story. But, a lot of people talk to me about, like, the way that Tim sees things, the way, like, his value system and the things that he considers important and real to him, they're not the same as they are for us mortal, regular human beings. The things that are important to him are the relationships, the friendships, the locker room, like all those things are like the things that are real to him. And so it was interesting to sort of hear like multiple people say the same thing about him, as far as like there's just this certain way that Tim goes through life and the way he views life. And I was like blown away by all of it. But if I try to write all that, then it becomes this humongous think piece.
Your book.
I'm not sure I can handle.
No, it sounds like a book should be in the offing.
I don't know about all that. I doubt Tim would give me the access. You know what? A couple years ago, when the hurricanes hit in the Virgin Islands and Tim did all the hurricane relief up there, I was hanging out with Tim in his feed shop right there on Hubner, Blackjack. And we were talking, and I'm like, Tim, you realize, like, out of the 4 or 5 years I've known you, like, this is the most we've talked. Like, if you were to cut every conversation we ever had over 4 or 5 years and compare it to right now, this is the longest we've ever talked. And Tim was like, the only reason why I'm talking to you, bro, is that we need help in the Virgin Islands. And if I gotta talk to you,
don't let it get good, do you?
Yeah. So, yeah, but Tim is just a different dude, and he's fascinating in that way. And, you know, like his former agent, Lon Babby, was telling me, he was like, this Hall of Fame induction is almost perfect for Tim. Because, you know, as tragic as Kobe's passing was, if Kobe, if here or not here, he was going to get all the attention. And he's like, that's perfect for Tim. That's perfectly Tim's career, because that's what he wants. Like, he's not, like, this Hall of Fame thing, he doesn't want to make this big thing about him. He wants to make this like a family reunion. So you're going to have the Virgin Islands contingent, the Spurs contingent, the Wake Forest contingent, all these people from all these years, all these people he crossed paths with all these years throughout his career. He wants all of them to be together. And he wants to take us all out to dinner and talk to us about our kids, how our kids are doing and all that kind of stuff. You know, he respects the institution of the Hall of Fame and all that stuff, but that's not what this is all about for him. And again, it's fascinating to me.
It really is. And as we're joined here by Michael C. Wright from NBA.com, who's got an incredible article on Tim Duncan right now at NBA.com. You did answer a question that we joked about the other day. See, the Spurs are doing this virtual Tim Duncan trophy room. And Rob and I actually joked, do you think Tim even has a trophy room? And apparently a couple of his trophies were in a box collecting dust. So I'm guessing if he does have a trophy room, he might have his friends' jerseys up, but not his.
Yeah, that one blew me away too. I was like, really? Like, you walk through the office and this man's trophies are sitting there collecting dust. He's like, yeah, I'm telling you, man. Like, and he's like, RC's like, I don't even know like where these trophies have been, but obviously they're here with dust all over them. And they haven't been in his house being polished. And, he was saying, because I was asking RC, I was like, did he teach you any lessons along the way? And that was one of the ones he said. He's like, man, if this dude's trophies are sitting in the office collecting dust, then maybe we don't need to have ours all out front. Maybe we need to conduct ourselves the same way. And, again, it's sort of a story about a man and a franchise sort of growing up together in a sense. Like, they came up together and they both learned from one another, and it helped Tim individually, put together a Hall of Fame career, but it also helped the organization to be what it is. Like, the organization is like the class of the NBA. Well, a lot of that is Tim. A lot of that is Tim's doing. And so, again, to me, it's an amazing story. And like, I literally could have sat up there and talked to everybody I talked to for hours and hours and hours. And there are people that I did talk to that didn't even make it into the story because I just didn't, I'd be writing all day.
Part 3, part 2 coming up.
I'm telling you that, that's the 5th chapter right there. He's Michael C. Wright. The article's on NBA.com. It is truly a walk down memory lane, all the things that made Tim great, the Spurs great, and why we love them both so much. One takeaway from this article, Michael, is next time you get invited to St. Croix, go. What are you doing? Not like, I'm busy.
I know.
You got to get on the plane and get that insight.
I know. And it's like, it's a standing invitation too. Like, Rashidi is like, dude, like, this is a standing invitation. Anytime you come out, you need to call me and let's hang out or whatever. So yeah, I will one of these days.
You realize he's like the Chamber of Commerce tour guide down there? Yeah, go see Rashidi down there. Just go. It's your birthday, man. Hop on a plane. Southwest will get you there.
I definitely need. Yeah, and I was telling Rashidi, I actually turned down. I took a job in the Virgin Islands, like early in my journalism career. And then like the day that I took the job, I found out that my wife was pregnant with my oldest son. And so I had to call them back and be like, I can't take this job.
They got hospitals down there,
That's what I tried to tell my wife. I'm like, she's like, where's he going to go to school? I'm like, babe, there are
on the beach
in the Virgin Islands. I mean, it's a United States territory. It's not a foreign country. But she was so scared, and I'm like 22, 23 years old at the time. But like, it's one of the great regrets of my career is that I didn't even go just to live that life for a couple of years and see what it was like.
He's Michael C. Wright, a hell of a writer and a Noop out there. Thanks for joining us, brother. It's a great catching up with you. Great article. I can't wait to see what got left on the cutting room floor in a book. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Michael C. Wright. Steve Quintana?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
Well,
Remember Dan McCartney?
Here's the thing.
Too.
Steve has an eye for talent. He has an eye for talent. Years ago, he hired me to write a fantasy football article. I'm surprised you survived that. I'm surprised he's still in journalism after that monumental error. It's good to catch up with Michael C. Wright. Hey, it is a game night, San Antonio. It is brought to you by Mellow Mushroom. We'll give you starting lineups. James Harden's back. Can they score 88 points in a half? We'll talk about it next.
Our game.
You're on Game Night San Antonio, 1250 on the AM 94.5 FM. We'll be right back.
Jason Minnick's here for New Brakes. They're a mobile brake shop. That means New Brakes will come to you to fix your brakes, your home, your office, wherever you are. New Brakes provides convenient and affordable brake repair. Most repairs are done in less than an hour. They only use premium brake parts, and they back all repairs with a 24-month, 24,000-mile warranty. Save 10% when you mention my name or ESPN San Antonio when you schedule that repair at nubrakes.com. Whether you're busy at the office, working at home, hanging out at the house, you do what you do. New Brakes takes care of your brakes, and they're great at what they do. Go read all the 5-star reviews and schedule your repair now at nubrakes.com. That's nubrakes.com.
Your home for the Texas Rangers all season long.
This is Pudge Rodriguez of the Texas Rangers.
Texas Rangers baseball on ESPN San Antonio is brought to you by New Brakes Mobile Brake Repair.
You are listening to 1250 ESPN San Antonio.
And 94.5 FM.
Jason Minix here for Alamo Water Softeners. Don't wait until you think you have a problem with your water before calling Alamo Water Softeners. Have Alamo Water Softeners come to your house and give you a free water analysis and free estimate. In the month of May, you can get a free reverse osmosis system with the purchase of select new water softeners while supplies last. Discover the Alamo Water Softeners difference. Go to alamowatersofteners.com. That's alamowatersofteners.com.
Patients at QC Kinetics are so giddy to finally be pain-free, they've been known to, well, show off.
I am just beside myself because I can do things. My wife even noticed me walking ahead of her for a change. She's like, wow, you're moving pretty good now.
Regenerative cell treatments at QC Kinetics allow patients like Jeff Cagle to do things they thought they'd never do again. These medical breakthrough therapies reduce inflammation and trigger the body to heal itself, restoring damaged tissue. No downtime. No surgery.
Check this out. I'm in front of you now instead of behind you.
Sorry, those casual strolls may become more of a relay if you're walking with a QC Kinetics patient. They just can't contain their excitement.
I'm back thanks to QC Kinetics.
Welcome back, Jeff. Now it's your turn. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. 210-571-0318 in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. Call QC Kinetics. 210-571-0318. That's 571-0318.
You're still running your business on QuickBooks? QuickBooks? More like quicksand. The bigger your company grows, the faster you sync with outdated software that just can't keep up. You don't have time to spend dealing with manual processes, multiple systems, delays, and scrambling to get the numbers you need. It's time to get on solid ground. NetSuite by Oracle, the scalable solution to run all of your key back office operations, no matter how big your company grows. NetSuite gives you visibility and control over your financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more. Everything you need to grow all in one place. NetSuite helps you automate your key business processes and close your books in a fraction of the time. Think days, not weeks. In fact, 93% of surveyed organizations increased their visibility and control of their business since making the switch from QuickBooks to NetSuite. Right now, NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind financing program only for those ready to graduate from QuickBooks. Head to netsuite.com/radar. That's special financing for you graduates at netsuite.com/radar.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem, and it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Let me tell you why I love my Spurs, man.
Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom.
This is Matt Bonner.
This is Manu Ginobili. Hi, this is DeJounte Murray. It's Game Night San Antonio.
Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom.
It's Game Night San Antonio. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. We want to thank Michael C. Wright, NBA.com writer, senior writer, for the article first that he wrote, and second for joining us. Great story. Go to NBA.com, read this. We go down memory lane with some news stories that reflect the greatness that Tim was in so many different aspects of his life here in San Antonio. Great article.
And you'll hear and see so many more, but I don't know that you'll read a better article than that one, although I can tell you Sean Elliott is going to join us Friday at 4:30 to talk some Tim Duncan.
In prep for that, we got the Nets tonight. Let's see if they can prolong the one-game win streak. Let's see if they can get it done tonight. And we'll sum it up all tomorrow. Thanks for hanging with us. This has been Game Night San Antonio and the Blitz here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The